Chapter 237. Yes, I'm sure I'll be selling these pill recipes. Every time I sell one, the points I get will be equally distributed to every student of Class 66 who entered the academy with me. I'll have to trouble Elder Chi with these matters. Elder Chi can also take a portion of the points inside. Lin Shin cupped his hands, but Elder Chi waved his hand indifferently. All right, since you've said so, this old man won't ask any further. Suddenly, Elder Chi looked at the two girls behind Lin Shun and seemed to have thought of something. He continued, "Oh right, since you're here today, could it be that you're going to participate in the auction?" Elder Chi guessed correctly. "I've already deposited the items I'm going to auction at the auction." A strange expression appeared on Elder Chi's face when he heard this. I heard that Lu Ji will also be coming this time. If you guys run into each other, don't cause any trouble at the auction. This auction is in your freshman dormitory area," Elder Chi said worriedly. He had already seen Lin Chen's violent temper with his own eyes. If he were to fight with Lu Ji at the auction, it wouldn't be something that could be resolved just by turning a blind eye. "Oh, Lu Ji will also be coming? That's great. This young master will play with him at the auction." Lin Shun and Yu Lin both revealed a mischievous smile at the same time and looked at each other with a tacit understanding. After bidding farewell to Elder Chi, Lin Chen headed to the auction venue. The auction venue was located on an extremely remote sky island. The island was filled with shrewd people and was bustling with activity. Many senior students of green merit rank and above were gathered there. At this time, the auction venue staff were still advertising the many precious auction items on the streets and magic eye stones. Lin Shun used his identity as a high-ranking seller to bring the two girls to the highest level of the auction venue. The auction venue was divided into 3 levels, which were used to entertain green merit rank and below green merit rank and blue merit rank students respectively. The auction venue was close to 50 mu in size and was rather large. The surrounding buildings were majestic and could easily accommodate more than 10,000 people. At this moment, at the entrance of the auction hall, a group of people surrounded the entrance, discussing animatedly. The two parties that became the focus of attention at the entrance were Lin Shun and Lu Ji, who were enemies on a narrow road. Beside Lu Ji were 4 young meritocrats, as well as the delicate and charming senior sister Yin in his arms. He sneered mockingly. "Isn't this the famous freshman Lin Shun? You've also come to this auction today? I'm just afraid that you don't have the financial resources to buy all the treasures here." Lin Shin held the white feather fan in his hand. The words King of Single Machines were engraved on the front of the fan, and the word handsome was engraved on the back of the fan. There was a smile on the corner of his mouth, and he smiled gently and elegantly. "Senior Lu Ji, don't be complacent too early. Maybe the thing you want has already been taken by others." The two of them were at each other's throats, neither of them willing to back down. It was as if they were about to start a fight at any moment. "So you're that freshman Lin Shun?" Suddenly, a young girl's light and gentle voice slowly rang out. From the crowd, a graceful young girl walked over. She was wearing a blue short skirt, and she had blonde hair and blue eyes. She wasn't tall, but her figure was hot and explosive. Her voluptuous peaks seemed like they were about to burst out of her thin clothes. A pair of beautiful blue eyes turned, and they were filled with limpid autumn water as she curiously sized up Lin Shun. The dazzling blue badge on his chest was extremely eye-catching. Another young meritocrat prodigy. It's senior sister Lu Ying of the blue meritocrat prodigy. Wow, I didn't think that I would have the chance to see senior sister Lu Ying in person. I was right to come to this auction today. There was a burst of screams from the crowd, and many of the male and female disciples had hearts in their eyes. Lu Ji's expression froze, faintly revealing fear and displeasure. In today's auction, only young meritocrats had the qualifications to compete with him for the things he wanted. The more of these people there were, the more disadvantageous it would be for him. However, Lin Chen's eyes lit up. He saw a blue attribute light ball floating above Lu Ying's head. After seeing the attribute light ball, Lin Shun took the initiative to walk forward and reached out his hand to grab Lu Ying's head. Host has received 5 million points of water energy. After taking away the attribute light ball above Lu Ying's head, his system screen instantly popped up. Seeing this scene, it instantly caused the surrounding people to suck in cold air and exclaim in surprise. This action instantly caused Lu Ying to reveal a displeased expression. The thing she hated the most was other people staring at her height. Lin Shun actually reached out his hand to cover her head in front of everyone. Wasn't this making fun of her height in front of everyone? Seeing Lu Ying's expression change extremely quickly, Lin Shun immediately smiled apologetically and said, "Senior Lu Ying, don't misunderstand. I'm a person who prefers small and delicate girls. What I did just now was completely attracted by Senior Lu Ying's temperament and appearance. I couldn't help myself. Senior Lu Ying is both talented and beautiful. You wouldn't be so calculative with a little junior like me, right?" Lin Shen's words instantly displayed the standard of the Black Horse Club's #1 Little Black Dragon. This caused Lu Ying's face to immediately beam with joy, and she covered her mouth as she laughed. "Hee hee, your mouth is quite sweet. However, there are many people chasing after me. If you have such thoughts, then you have to work harder." Of course. The two girls behind Lin Shun unconsciously sized up their own height with their beautiful eyes. When Lu Ji saw that the two of them were on good terms, he realized that Hu Chang's situation was not as he had expected. Lu Ji flicked his sleeves and snorted coldly. He turned around and led his people into the venue. Lin Shun and Lu Ying smiled politely at each other and brought the two girls behind them into the VIP passage. Seeing the two blue merit level seniors together, the crowd excitedly lined up and entered the auction hall together. Walking through the passage, Lin Shun and Lu Ying exchanged pleasantries, but in reality, they were secretly trying to get information out of each other. After a few exchanges, the curiosity in Lu Ying's blue eyes became more and more intense. No wonder grandfather wanted me to get on good terms with this freshman in advance. He's indeed not ordinary. His previous words made it seem like he had a good impression of me and had feelings for me. But in reality, he was just looking for a way out in front of everyone. His words were different from those boys who deliberately tried to curry favor with me. He didn't like me, and even my water moon spirit probing technique couldn't detect his cultivation. Lu Ying was secretly shocked. Her understanding of this freshman had once again risen by a few levels. Junior Lin Shun is also on the 3rd level. When they reached the 3rd level, Lu Ying discovered that Lin Shun was also able to enter the 3rd level of the auction hall and asked in surprise, "Yes, I was auctioning something and casually obtained the identity token to enter here." Lin Shun waved his hand, causing Lu Ying to look deeply at him, and followed closely behind him. They entered their respective VIP boxes and sat on the 3rd level. The auction hall could be seen in a single glance. At this time, many students had entered the auction hall. Everyone who came here was in a hurry to sell or buy treasures that were more cost-effective than the treasure pavilion. Chapter 238. At this moment, a yellow-robed old man walked out of the void and said with a smile, Since everyone is so eager, this old man won't make any unnecessary remarks. Everyone knows the rules, so this old man won't talk nonsense. I hope everyone knows their place and bid peacefully." The yellow-robed old man clapped his hands, and 4 crystal counters appeared on the stage. Different high-grade treasures and techniques were displayed. At this moment, 80% of the seats in the auction hall were filled. Almost all the participants had arrived. High-level green movement technique. 8 light, split shadows. Starting price, 70,000 points. Bartering is supported. The seller hopes to obtain a 5th-grade elixir or above. The old man opened one of the crystal counters and took out an ancient scroll, smiling. High-level green movement technique was rare, but in a place like Heavenly Song Academy, where cultivation resources were scarce, very few people would use a 5th-grade elixir to exchange for it. The green merit level seniors on the 1st floor immediately became lively and shouted their bids. In the end, the movement technique was auctioned for 110,000 points. Lin Shen closed his eyes and rested. He wasn't in a hurry. This was just the foreplay. He was going to catch a big fish. Following that, the auction hall was full of treasures. Peak level green fire technique, 1000 flame technique, starting price, 100,000 points. Mid-level, 5 heavenly treasure, 10,000 year dragon blood ginseng, starting price, 110,000 points. Unique level, 5 spirit treasure, vast ocean ring, starting price, 150,000 points. The treasures were too many for the eyes to take in. The bidding in the auction hall could be said to be in full swing. Suddenly, Yu Lin, who was beside Lin Chun, became excited. Lin, how many points do you have? Yu Lin's tone suddenly became extremely urgent. Lin Chun was puzzled and asked before Lu Lin could. Lin, what's wrong? As he spoke, Lin Chun waved his hand and used his battle chi to completely isolate the sound in the room. I saw the weapon forging saint manual that I've been looking for. It said that there are many ancient blacksmith techniques recorded in it, but I don't have enough points. Yu Lin said anxiously. The jade scroll she wanted was about to be auctioned off in the 4 crystal counters. Oh, so it's that. Leave it to me then. Lin Chin activated his purple gold eyes and saw through the treasures on the crystal counter. At this moment, the yellow-robed old man held a sheepskin scroll in his hand and spoke in a clear voice. This is one of the highest quality green rank combat skills that this old man has seen in all these years. Demonic Golden Star Finger. Starting price, 200,000 points. This price instantly made the green merit level seniors on the first floor flabbergasted. Only the seniors on the second floor had some ideas. At this moment, Lin Chen's domineering voice resounded throughout the auction hall. 400,000 points. I'm Mr. Lin, want this combat skill. His voice was incomparably carefree and awe-inspiring, as if he could control the winds and clouds. It was as if he had a domineering aura. As long as someone called out a price, no matter how much the price was, he would follow. Lu Lin, and Yu Lin's expressions changed slightly. It wasn't the turn of the weaponsmith saint register yet. Why did class rep Lin Chin bid so quickly? And it was 400,000 points. No matter how good this peak Cyan battle skill was, it was still a loss for him to purchase it with 400,000 points. It seems to be coming from the 3rd floor. I heard it. It's the voice of the freshman Lin Chun. Is he F** King crazy? 400,000 points for a peak Cyan battle skill? I think he's crazy about being in the limelight. Just wait for the show. I don't believe that this kid won't regret it. The green merit level seniors on the 1st floor all mocked and ridiculed. The green merit level students on the 2nd floor who were interested immediately shook their heads and gave up. Even the yellow-robed old man was surprised. He even suspected that he had brought the wrong item. At this moment, a mocking voice rang out, causing everyone's expression to change even more. I bid 500,000. Hua! The entire auction hall was in an uproar. The one who bid was naturally Senior Lu Ji. What kind of wind was blowing today? The guests on the 3rd floor were actually fighting each other over a peak Cyan battle skill. I bid 600,000 points. Senior Lu Ji, if you don't have the ability, then don't come out to puff yourself up at your own cost. This combat skill, I, Mr. Lin, am determined to get it. Lin Chen's cold snort rang out. The person in the box at the end hesitated for a moment before immediately bidding again. It's not certain who's puffing himself up at his own cost. I bid 700,000 points. Hiss. The sound of people sucking in cold air could be heard from the 1st floor. A peak Cyan battle skill for 700,000 points. This was simply crazy. Lin Chun, you only have this bit of ability. Why are you pretending to be a wolf with a big tail? When I, your father, was in the headquarters, you weren't even born yet. Seeing that Lin Chen's side had suddenly gone silent, Lu Ji's mocking voice rang out from the box at the end of the 3rd floor. I understand. Ha ha ha. This Lin Chen brat is so cunning. He's really bad. In box number 3, Lu Ying's slender hand lightly covered her beautiful mouth. Her eyebrows were curved, and she almost laughed out loud. Awesome. Senior Lu Ji is a senior after all. This demonic golden star finger belongs to Senior. I'm just a poor bloke. I'm just casually bidding for fun. If it wasn't for Senior's golden mouth, I wouldn't even know how to get out of this situation. At this moment, loud laughter rang out from Lin Chen's box. What? This brat actually stopped bidding so quickly? Lu Ji's expression suddenly changed. He stood up from the box and said with a threatening tone, Lin Chen, so you're a coward? Huh, you're really a piece of trash. Where did your arrogance from a few days ago go? At this moment, the cunning yellow-robed elder naturally understood what had happened and immediately made the final decision. 700,000 points sold. Demonic Golden Star finger goes to the VIP in box number 7. This final price once again made many Green Merit students flabbergasted. Even Lu Ji, who was in the private room, had a gloomy expression on his face. Congratulations, Senior Lu, for obtaining a top-grade green rank battle skill. I'm really envious. Elder doesn't have to worry about Senior Lu's cultivation anymore. In the future, with Demonic Golden Star Finger, you can point anywhere you don't know how to. Lin Chen's coquettish and despicable point anywhere you don't know how to completely made most of the students burst out laughing. Anyone with a discerning eye could see that Lu Ji had been thoroughly tricked this time. Originally, he wanted to trick Lin Chen. He even wanted to bid a second time and force Lin Chen to bid a third time before letting go. He didn't expect Lin Chen to trick him. The most important thing was that Lin Chen's tone at the beginning was really too domineering. It was as if he was determined to get it. Almost everyone present thought that he was going to spend a lot of money on this battle skill. Mother f*** her, I'll f***ck his grandmother. This bastard actually dared to trick me. Lu Ji was so angry that smoke was coming out of his 7 orifices. He flew into a rage on the spot. He let out a beast-like roar. Chapter 239. Senior Lu, there's no need to get angry with this kind of person. Yes, he's just a new student. If you really want to fight, he's just a paper tiger. It's impossible for him to be on par with you. Brother G, there's no need to get angry with this kind of wild monkey. He's just a little smart. You're the one who's going to rule this Sky Song Academy. This was the first time Lu Ji was so angry since he entered the academy. The few young merit warriors and senior sister Yin beside him hurriedly tried to calm him down. Hearing the comforting words of the beauties, Lu Ji's tightly knitted brows slowly relaxed a little. Inside box 3, too bad, this guy is too bad. Ha ha ha. Lu Ying tried to stifle her laughter. She rolled around on the soft couch in the VIP box, completely losing her dignified and noble demeanor. What a freaking talent. I'm really convinced. At first, I really thought that he was determined to win. I didn't expect that he was actually digging a hole for Senior Lu Ji. This Lin Chen is not someone to be trifled with. What he did just now means that he definitely has enough confidence that Senior Lu Ji will take the bait. Ruthless, absolutely ruthless. In the future, I'll take a detour when I see him. Just as the crowd was discussing animatedly, Lin Chen spoke again with a mocking and feigned adoration tone. Senior Lu, although the way you work hard to earn points was a little embarrassing, the way you bid 700,000 points was really cool. The respect I have for you can only be described as Old Thai 666 to express my admiration for you at this moment. When these words came out, the second floor's Green Merit students couldn't help but hold their stomachs and laugh. This Lin Chen's other abilities were unknown, but his ability to be smug and irritate people was absolutely superb. Inside Lin Chen's box, Lu Lin and Yu Lin's eyebrows curved as they laughed, but there was also a trace of curiosity and doubt in their hearts. Mother Faster, after this, if I don't crush this brat, my name isn't Lu Ji. If it wasn't for the auction house's rules that prohibited fighting, he would have already rushed over and chopped Lin Chen into pieces. Cough, cough, this is the auction house. Everyone knows the rules. Let's move on to the next item. At this moment, the yellow-robed old man smiled kindly, but there was a hint of warning in his laughter. Finally, a cold snort came from the box at the end of the 3rd floor. The yellow-robed old man continued to hold the next auction item with a smile. This is the Heavenly Yang Artifact Manual. According to the appraisal of our artifact masters, this is a top-grade cyan artifact. This is the only work left behind by an ancient artifact master. It records many important points and techniques of artifact forging. Although artifact forging is a little unorthodox, in the field of artifact forging, it is equivalent to an alchemist's alchemy handprint. Starting price, 450,000 points. When a yellow-robed old man took out the yellowed ancient book, Yu Lin, who was in Lin Chen's private room, felt his heartbeat quicken. This heavenly Yang weapon manual was the weaponsmith saint manual she was looking for. The heavenly Yang weapon manual was just a facade. It was just that the appraisers here weren't professional forging masters, so they couldn't completely see its value and clues. Even Yu Lin, who came from a peerless artifact forging family, had to flip through countless ancient records to remember a little about the ancient era's secrets. It just so happened that she came across it here. As soon as this heavenly Yang weapon manual appeared, some artifact forging prodigies were immediately tempted. 450,000 points to buy an ancient top-grade cyan artifact forging manual was definitely not expensive. If it was a top-grade cyan alchemy handprint, the price would be more than 10 times higher. I bid 500,000 points, 550,000, 620,000 points. The artifact forging prodigies on the second floor all called out their bids. Lin Chen's indifferent voice fell. 900,000 points. I must get this item. F*CK. You're still gonna F*King do it. Once isn't enough, you want to go twice? The mouths of many artifact forging seniors twitched violently. What is this Lin Chen doing? Why does he keep interfering? 900,000 points was definitely a level that most of the artifact forging seniors couldn't afford. The biggest taboo of cultivating in Heavenly Song Academy was to not have enough points to buy cultivation resources. Not many people present were willing to take out their entire fortune. Secondly, no one knew if this Lin Shan was playing with them again, playing some kind of trick to deliberately raise the price. Many artifact forging students shook their heads and sighed. With the previous example, no one dared to raise the price this time. Lu Ji, who was incomparably fiery before entering the auction venue and was constantly targeting Lin Shan, didn't even say a word now. Bid for 900,000 points from VIP room number 2. Sold. Once the yellow-robed elder finalized the price, the heavenly Yang weapon manual turned into a streak of light and quickly passed it to Lin Shan. Those who could enter the VIP rooms on the third floor could enjoy the privilege of being able to buy the auction items on credit. However, this credit was also based on each person. There was a certain limit and a certain amount of interest. I understand too. The moment Lin Shan received the weapon forging sacred manual, Lu Lin, and Yu Lin exclaimed in unison. Their gazes towards Lin Shan were once again filled with admiration and admiration. Although your class monitor is handsome, don't look at me like that. It won't be good if you fall in love with me. The auction continued. Lin Shan placed his hands behind his head and laughed mischievously at the two beauties. Class monitor, you already knew that Lu Ji would target us. As long as we want to bid for something, he will definitely raise the price. Therefore, we first confused him before bidding for the real item and led him into a trap. Then, we waited for an opportunity to give up. After baiting him into a trap, we used the same trick the second time we wanted to bid for the real item. At that time, he won't dare to act recklessly anymore. Lu Lin and Yu Lin looked at each other, their beautiful eyes flashing with a strong splendor. Lin Shan looked up at the sky and sighed. Other than being handsome, I only have a little bit of good points. Just a little bit. The two girls giggled. It was like the fragrance of 1,000 flowers, full of charm. Lin Shan smiled knowingly. Other than the few girls in his heart, he could only be so relaxed when he was with the people from Class 66. Suddenly, Lin Shan's eyes shone brightly. A unique attribute light ball shone from the auction stage. His gaze immediately turned solemn as he stared at the auction stage. All right, next up is one of the objectives of today's distinguished guests. Suddenly, the yellow-robed old man held a scroll with lightning flashing in his hand. The entire auction house was immediately filled with exclamations and heated discussions. This is the low-level blue rank lightning battle skill, demonic wild lightning spear. The complete spear technique is divided into 3 forms. However, the seller only has 1/3 of the incomplete technique. Therefore, you can only cultivate the first form. If you complete it, its power will be comparable to an ordinary blue rank battle skill. Chapter 240. The starting price for this spear technique is 800,000 points. As for how much to raise, I'm sure everyone knows. The yellow-robed old man looked at the second and third floor meaningfully and smiled. Blue rank battle technique. It was a genuine blue rank combat skill. Although it was only an incomplete technique, it was already very tempting. Among the blue merit level prodigies, most of them would only have 1 or 2 types of cultivation techniques of this grade, and they were all trump cards. More than 90% of the blue merit level seniors didn't have any blue rank techniques. Even if it was only 1 technique, it was enough to cause countless people to fight over it. 900,000 points. 1, 0, 5 million. 1, 2 million points. The blue merit level students on the second floor quickly called out the price. In just a few breaths, the demonic might wild lightning spear had reached 25 million points. 5 million points. Lu Ji's voice slowly sounded. The moment he called out the price, the blue merit level students on the second floor went silent. 7 million points. At this time, Lu Ying's voice called out with a smile. Oomph. Lu Ji snorted and called out another price. 9 million points. This price was already at a level where even the blue merit level couldn't help but feel hurt. If it was a blue merit level student, who knows how many years or even 10 years it would take to accumulate one. 9 million points. 2 million points. Lin Shun also called out a price. Everyone's eyes immediately turned to his room. Was this kid trying to trick senior Lu Ji again? This time, it was Lin Shun who wanted to bid with all his heart. Within the demonic might wild lightning spear, there was a lightning-attributed ball of light that rotated around a scroll that flashed with lightning. In the eyes of others, this was just an incomplete blue rank battle technique. But in Lin Shen's eyes, its value was completely different. You want to trick me a second time? Lin Shen, you won't have a chance. I'll bid 3 million points. Lu Ji mocked Lin Shen with disdain and a cold smile. Lin Shen's heart sank, and he fell silent. If I continue to bid, maybe I can win him, but I'll have to pay a heavy price. Lin Shen narrowed his eyes as he sat in the private room. This auction was all about psychological tug-of-war. Whoever couldn't hold on first would collapse. He had first auctioned off the weaponsmith's sacred manual for Yu Lin Lin and had already spent 800,000 points that Elder Yuan had given him as compensation. Completing the mission on Black Fog Island would reward him with 4 million points. If he spent more than 3 million points here, then he would only have about 2 million points left and the price of the 5-color mysterious spirit liquid that was about to be auctioned. 2 million points was definitely an unimaginable amount for an ordinary youth merit rank student. But for Lin Shun, who had practiced the 9 tribulations of creation, this was far from enough. But in Lin Shen's dictionary, there was no such thing as giving up. After 3 breaths of time, Lin Shen's box no longer emitted any sounds of bidding. The yellow-robed old man made the final decision and said in a clear voice, Demonic Might Wild Lightning Spear has been successfully auctioned by the VIP in Room 7 with 2,300,000 points. The yellow-robed old man rolled up his sleeves and turned the manual of the Demonic Might Wild Lightning Spear into a stream of light that was transmitted to Room 7. Whoosh! With a flash of green light, Lin Shen's figure appeared in the air and grabbed the manual of the Demonic Might Wild Lightning Spear with one hand. This scene instantly caused everyone's expression to change slightly. Even the yellow-robed old man's eyes became a little fierce. This was an auction venue. Could it be that he wanted to overturn the heavens and snatch the auction item here? Wait a minute. I was just thinking about whether to increase the price. Now, I'm offering 5 million points, which is higher than room 7. I wonder if you can sell this manual to me? The moment Lin Shun grabbed the manual, the lightning attribute light ball in the manual was instantly absorbed by him and disappeared. Ha ha! Lin Shun, do you Asterisk King think that this is a market where you can bid as you wish? 5 million? I think he only bid 250. The auction is already over, and he can still bid? Lin quickly let go. This is our senior lose battle skill. What qualifications do you have to touch it? The people in room 7 immediately burst into laughter and ridicule, berating and warning Lin Shun. Student Lin Shun, I know that Senior Yuan thinks highly of you, but this is an auction venue. The rules have never been changed since ancient times. If you can't bid within the time limit, the highest bid will be given priority. Now, not to mention you, even this old man and the seller have no qualifications to sell this battle skill manual to you. Only its owner, the VIP in room 7, can decide its ownership. The yellow-robed old man narrowed his eyes and said with a hint of warning. A few vague shadows appeared in the auction venue. If Lin Shun were to act rashly, they would attack him in the blink of an eye. Lin Shun, if you really want this combat technique manual, I, as your senior, can fulfill your wish. The window in room 7 opened, revealing Lu Ji's lecherous smile. Didn't you just complete a blue merit level mission? Kneel down and count out to me 3 times, give me 3 million points, and let those 2 chicks by your side play with me for 2 months. This senior is not out of the realm of possibility for me to consider this as an adult. Ha ha! Lin Shun looked in the direction of room 7 and frowned. He sighed, since the rules are like this, then I can't do anything about it. In the end, he let go of the spear manual and let it fly into room 7. It's fine. Since you're my auction's VIP seller, I'll pretend that I didn't see anything. There won't be a next time. The yellow-robed old man saw that there was no danger. He clearly gave face to Lin Shun and didn't want to look for trouble. Since Lin Shun had accepted this result, continuing to hold the auction was his job. This Lin Shun looked pretty smart just now. How come he's so muddle-headed now? I think he's still too young. Which auction would allow this? He only wants to raise the price after the auction is over. He lost his mind when he saw what he wanted. If all the new students are like this, then this Lin Shun is just SOSO. The students on the first and second floor discussed with disappointment and disdain. Lin Shun completely ignored them. He only saw the system screen appear in front of him. Host has received the blue rank, low-level battle skill, Devil Might Wild Thunder. The spear technique is divided into 3 forms. When the 3 forms are combined, the power is comparable to that of an intermediate blue rank. Ha ha! Lin Shun couldn't help but laugh out loud, scaring everyone. What's this kid up to again? Could it be that he lost his mind because he couldn't get the battle skill he wanted? The new students these days are really strange. Lin Shun didn't care about other people's strange gazes. He knew in his heart that the complete Devil Might Wild Thunder was his. Lin Shun laughed heartily. Everyone thought that he had lost his mind when they saw this strange scene. The people in room 7 were even more delighted when they saw this. Only Lu Ying in room 3 was lost in thought. Her woman's intuition told her that Lin Shun wasn't a good-for-nothing who would break down so easily. Chapter 241. Although she felt that something was wrong, she couldn't tell what was wrong with Lin Shun. Back in a box, Lin Shun saw that Lin, who had always been mischievous, was crying her eyes red this time. I'm sorry, brother Lin Shun. If I didn't want to bid for the Weaponsmith Saint chart and cost you so many points, you wouldn't have hesitated when bidding. I'm sorry, it's all Lin's fault. I'm sorry. Lin cried like a weeping beauty. She thought that it was because of her that Lin Shun missed the opportunity to bid for the Weaponsmith Saint chart. This even caused Lin Shun to be looked down upon by everyone, mocking and ridiculing him. Lin Shun didn't know whether to laugh or cry. He couldn't think of any way to comfort her. He couldn't tell her that he could see the attribute light balls. Could he? Lin Shun hugged her, which made Lin stunned. Silly girl, it's not your fault. I did it on purpose. I'm not comforting you. You don't have to blame yourself. Have you forgotten the times when you were with me? Lin Shun stroked the girl's hair and patted her little head. He winked and smiled. Brother, you mean? Yulin blushed. She seemed to remember the times when she was with Lin Shun, fighting Heaven Do, entering the dynasty, entering the Heaven Do region branch, participating in the general college examination. Along the way, she didn't seem to be able to see through his actions many times. But every time, he was always able to catch everyone off guard. You're really not comforting me? Lin wiped the tears from the corner of her eyes and asked with a sweet smile. Lin Shun let go of his hands and shrugged. I swear on my handsomeness. You should believe me this time, right? The beauty's smile was as romantic as the moon in the snow. While the two were talking, the auction began to come to an end. Now it's time for the main event. In my hand is the 5 colors mysterious spirit liquid that we temporarily obtained from a major seller today. At this moment, the yellow-robed old man raised a jade plate high. The jade plate was covered in battle chi seals. 4 transparent jade bottles were placed at the center of the jade plate, each of which was filled with colorful spirit liquids. The spiritual liquid in the jade bottle was so dense that Zhang Tai could faintly sense its pure energy, which could even cause space to fluctuate. 5 colors mysterious spirit liquid, a top-grade elixir in the middle of the 5th level. It has a higher chance of stabilizing the cultivation base below the 7th level of the Heaven Dipper realm by a small realm and a small chance of breaking through the current cultivation base. This demon can only take 1 bottle, and repeated use will be ineffective. Moreover, the medicinal effect is mild, and even if it fails, there won't be any side effects. In terms of effect, it's definitely comparable to a Tier 5 high grade. The yellow-robed old man's simple words caused everyone to seethe with excitement. Even a Heaven Dipper Realm Level 6 could consume the 5-colored mysterious spirit liquid, breaking through a small realm and possibly breaking through the shackles of one's current cultivation. This was definitely worth it for all the Blue Merit Cadets and Green Merit Cadets to stake everything on this elixir. There are only 4 bottles of this kind of spiritual medicine. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The starting price is 1 million points, and as for the final price, it's up to everyone. Now let the bidding begin. The yellow-robed old man said loudly, and the Blue Merit Cadets on the 2nd floor were all seething with excitement. This might be the key to breaking through to the 5th level of the Heaven Dipper realm. Luckily, the announcement time was short, and there were only 2 Blue Merit Cadets present today. This elixir could only be consumed once in a lifetime. In other words, the Blue Merit Cadets had the chance to fight for at least 1 or 2 bottles. Even Lu Ying and Lu Ji, who was in room 7, looked excited. They had come here for the 5-colored mysterious spirit liquid. Because the Blue Merit Cadets often went out to carry out difficult missions, the mission time was very long. Therefore, there weren't many Blue Merit Cadets who stayed in the academy. Plus, the announcement time was too short, so they had almost no competition. 1. 2 million points. 1. 3 million points. 1. 5 million points. Let's see who's going to fight with me. All the Blue Merit Cadets were red in the face from the bidding war. The bidding war was so intense that they were completely exposing their own bottom lines. The Green Merit Cadets could only watch helplessly, hating that they didn't have enough strength and savings. 2. 3 million points. When one of the Blue Merit Cadets finished bidding, Lu Ji was the first to bid too. 3 million, which shocked all the other Blue Merit Cadets. Lin Fan looked at them with interest. The more they raised the price, the more he earned. Even Lin Chun himself didn't know that his 5-colored mysterious spirit liquid was worth so much. 2. For million points. Lu Ying also made a bid, but it seemed like she was just testing the waters. 2. 6 million points. Lu Ji displayed his background as a Blue Merit Cadet and raised the price domineeringly. You win. Lu Ying covered her mouth and chuckled. There were still 3 bottles left, and she didn't believe that Lu Ji could take them all. The first bottle of 5-colored mysterious spirit liquid was won by Lu Ji. Then, the second bottle came up. This time, the second bottle was won by Lu Ying with 3 million points. Lu Ji wanted to take advantage of her, but he couldn't. When it came to the third bottle of 5-colored mysterious spirit liquid, even senior sister Yin was getting anxious. Brother Ji, I'm just short of 800,000 points. I also want this 5-colored mysterious spirit liquid, senior sister Yin said coquettishly to Lu Ji. She was already at the peak of Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 4. This might be her opportunity to break through to Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 5. She definitely couldn't let it go. Senior sister Yin was not only Lu Ji's mistress, but also someone he focused on grooming. Every few years when he returned to the academy, senior sister Yin would find a few new female students to serve him. She could be considered Lu Ji's most capable confidant and woman in the academy. Baby, don't worry. I won't forget about you this time. Lu Ji nodded and smiled. The bidding for the third bottle began. This time, it was Lu Ji's turn to raise the price again, which shocked all the Blue Mare cadets. 2 million points. Raising the price by 1 million points. This was truly a big move. This time, Lu Ji's boldness once again shocked everyone. Of course, other than Lin Fan. Lu Ying got 1 bottle, and she was already satisfied. This time, no one dared to compete with Lu Ji. This kind of heaven and earth treasure level spirit medicine is naturally not so little. I bid 3 million points. This time, Lin Shen raised the price with a mocking smile. F***CK. This brat is at it again. This time, Lu Ji's expression turned serious. Because this was the third bottle, if he gave it to Lin Shen like this, then there would only be 1 bottle left. There were too many pills to break through in the Heavenly Song Academy, too many to count. But there were only a few that had a chance of breaking through to Heaven Dipper Realm Level 5, and they were incomparably expensive. Even the materials were priceless. Therefore, the last bottle of 5-colored mysterious spirit liquid, those Blue Merit cadets would probably go crazy fighting for it. Maybe even he couldn't buy it. Chapter 242. Forget it. I want to see what price this brat can raise. I bid 5 million points. Lu Ji suddenly increased the price. Such a high amount of points made the Green Merit students on the first floor shudder in fear. You won again. Old tie 666, huh? Lin Chen's laughter sounded again. Lu Ji's face darkened, but this was within his expectations. I want to see how you're going to snatch the last bottle of 5 colors mysterious spirit liquid. Lu Ji sneered. He mistakenly thought that Lin Shen was also in desperate need of the 5 colors mysterious spirit liquid. Senior Lu, you don't have to worry about that. Ha ha. Lin Shen smiled mysteriously. The 4th bottle of 5 colors mysterious spirit liquid was sold for 4 million points and was bought by a Green Merit student who had been here for more than 20 years. After successfully purchasing the 5 colors mysterious spirit liquid, the senior student excitedly left the auction venue. That anxious look on his face, he probably went into seclusion. Countless students were envious of him. This made Lu Ji a little puzzled. This brat actually didn't bid in the end. Could it be that he really wanted to raise the price with me? However, that little bit of doubt in Lu Ji's heart was immediately washed away by the ecstasy of obtaining the 5 colors mysterious spirit liquid. Such pure energy. With this liquid, I have more than a 50% chance of entering the 6th level of Heaven Star Border Realm. With 2 bottles of 5 colors mysterious spirit liquid in hand, Lu Ji was ecstatic. This time, he completed several important missions and accumulated a large amount of points to return to the academy in order to find an opportunity to enter the 6th level of Heaven Star Border Realm. As long as he could enter the 6th level of Heaven Star Border Realm, everything would be worth it. Ha ha! Great! Today's auction is worth it. There's only Lu Ying and no other Blue Merit students to stop me. This seller appeared at the right time. I have to entertain him. Xiao Hong, go and inform the people at the auction hall that I, Lu Ji, would like to entertain the seller of the 5 colors mysterious spirit liquid with the highest standard of 1,000 intoxication wine and invite him to my banquet. Well, The sellers who sell things through the auction house are basically in a hurry, so there's no better time than the present. Just this afternoon, I'll set up hundreds of tables at the Purple Cloud Peak. Call all your subordinates over as well. I, Lu Ji, am giving others face by inviting them. I believe that the seller will come. Lu Ji said haughtily, and the two seniors immediately accepted the order. Lin Xiao, who was in the private room next door, heard it clearly and snickered in his heart. Damn it, you even invited me to drink. Since you're looking for trouble, then don't blame me for being impolite. Even when he invited Lu Ji to a banquet, Lu Ji's expression was still arrogant, as if he was giving Lu Ji face. Going to a banquet of this kind of person would only cause one to be bullied. If it was an ordinary person, they would not dare to go. Backstage of the auction, Lin Chun, your 4 sets of 5-color mysterious spirit liquid were sold for a total of 8 million points. After deducting the processing fee of 980,000 points, you still have 82 million points left. The yellow-robed old man held the auction hall's token in his hand and connected it with Lin Chen's identity jade token. After confirming that the points were transferred to the jade token, the yellow-robed old man said with a smile, Lin Chun, there's one more thing. Is it about Lu Ji inviting the seller? Lin Chen smiled mockingly. The yellow-robed old man smiled and nodded, but then he said seriously, Lin Chen, don't worry, our auction hall did not disclose your information. This time, the decision is yours. Unexpectedly, Lin Chun laughed out loud. Then let's go. Since someone invited me and Qianzue home, why wouldn't I go? In the afternoon, Purple Cloud Peak, Lian Yun Peak. On a white jade square at the peak of the mountain, hundreds of tables were set up for a banquet. There were hundreds of delicacies. Today was Lu Ji's celebration banquet, and those who were present were all seniors who were friends with Lu Ji. Sitting at the 10 tables in front of the main stage, there were more than 20 young merit warriors. The blue merit warriors really had a lot of face. In the past, they were not willing to waste time to gather together, but now, there were 25 of them. On the first 10 tables, there was a bottle of Qianzue Hong that sold for 10,000 points. This was one of the most expensive wines in the academy. It was said that a single drop could make 1,000 people drunk, and the aftertaste was endless. The drinker could obtain battle chi refinement, cleansing meridians, and other miraculous effects. It was a wine that many students dreamed of, but were reluctant to buy. I wish Senior Lu Ji to advance to Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 6, and your battle chi cultivation will be unstoppable. I wish Senior Lu Ji to reign supreme in the Heavenly Song Academy. A group of young merit warriors toasted and tasted the wine that was worth 10,000 points. Once it melted in their mouths, their whole body was as warm as a furnace, and their meridians were refined to become even purer. With just one cup, many of the young merit warriors' faces were flushed red. Great! After I go into seclusion, I will accept the Blue Merit Warrior's mission and go into the vast wilderness alone to kill the 6-tailed demon serpent. With my Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 6 cultivation, I don't believe I can't kill it. Among the compliments, Lu Ji was proud as if he was sure that he could enter Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 6. The master seller of the auction has arrived. A yellow merit warrior didn't understand Lu Ji's personal grudges and immediately transmitted his voice when he saw the yellow-robed old man appear with 3 young men. The seller is here? Let me see if this master is a rank 5 intermediate or rank 5 alchemist. Lu Ji didn't intend to stand up. Instead, he crossed his legs and looked at the steps of the mountain peak with his hands behind his head. When Lu Ji saw Lin Chun, Yu Lin Lin, and Lu Lin Er's figures, his expression instantly turned gloomy. Bang! Lu Ji smashed the table and chair beside him with a palm strike. He was so angry that he stood up abruptly and shouted, Damn it! Old Meng, I asked you to pass a message to the seller. Why did you bring this kid here? Are you trying to disgust me? Lu Ji, watch your mouth. The yellow-robed old man, Old Meng, frowned and continued. Student Lin Chun is the seller of the 5-colored mysterious spirit liquid. You invited him yourself. What does it have to do with me? I was just afraid that you wouldn't believe me, so I brought him here personally. What? Everyone was startled. This kid is the seller of the 5-colored mysterious spirit liquid? Could it be that he's a rank 5 intermediate or rank 5 alchemist? No matter how you look at him, he doesn't look like an alchemist. While everyone was puzzled, Lin Shun had already brought Lu Lin, and Yu Lin Lin to an empty table in the front row. Not good. Senior Lu Ji. Before Lu Ji could say anything, 2 people ran up from the mountain peak. One was a green merit warrior, and the other was a black merit warrior. One of them said, while panting, Senior Lu Ji, I just saw the 5-colored mysterious spirit liquids recipe on the Elixir Hall's list. The price is only 700,000 points. That's right. In order to avoid any accidents, we even took a look at the medicinal effect. It's exactly the same as the one in the auction. Adding on the stated price, it's only 200,000 points, so it's less than 900,000 points. When the 2 of them reported, Lu Ji's expression changed greatly. Chapter 243. Elder Meng pretended not to hear the 2's report and sat at the side, pretending to be enjoying the scenery. F***CK. Lin Shun, are you the one behind this? Senior Lu Ji flew into a rage and glared at Su Xiaoxiao. Senior sister Yin was so angry that her whole body was trembling. Those points were all of her wealth. Many of the young merit students found it hard to believe. Selling pills for 4 square yuan? Was that even possible? That was one of the lifeblood of an alchemist. If one person monopolized a precious elixir like the 5 colors mysterious spirit liquid and focused on refining pills, the profits in the academy would be unimaginable. Of course, from Lin Shen's perspective, he did not want to just be an alchemist in the academy and refine pills every day. Faced with Lu Ji's torrent of abuse, Yu Lin Lin stuck out her small tongue before Lin Shun could open his mouth. She mischievously imitated Lin Shen's previous tone and teased him. Senior Lu, although you look a little pathetic when you're earning points seriously, you look so cool when you bid 1 million. You're like a puke to me. Yu Lin Lin clenched her fists and pretended to look at Lu Ji with admiration. Lu Lin covered her mouth and chuckled. Lin Lin, Senior Lu went out on missions for a few years or even decades. Can't you let him use a few years of bitterness to show off for a few days? Enough. Lin Shen suddenly spoke. You're hitting him when he's down. He held the bottle of 1,000 Drunken Red and pretended to lecture the 2 girls in a serious tone. Then, he turned to look at Lu Ji and said bitterly, Senior Lu will lose at least 5 million points this time, and will earn 3 million points for no reason. Lin Shun stroked the bottle of 1,000 Drunken Red gently, as if he was caressing the red lips of his first love. He sighed deeply. We came to his celebration party and drank his bottle of 1,000 Drunken Red that cost 10,000 points. Aren't we beasts? Lu Lin and Yu Lin Lin tried to hold back their laughter. Their faces were red, and they looked very cute. After saying that, Lin Mao solemnly stared at Lu Ji, who was trembling with anger. And this time, it was Senior Lu who took the initiative to invite us. How magnanimous and magnanimous. Standing next to someone like Senior Lu, I, Lin, feel extremely ashamed. Senior, you're burning yourself to illuminate us. You're also a great man. With that, Lin Shen opened the lid of 1,000 Drunken Red. Here's a toast to you. You've gone too far. Lu Ji was enraged. His battle aura surged violently as he stomped his foot on the white jade square. The entire purple cloud peak shook violently. Surround the 3 of them. Beat him hard, beat him to death. Lu Ji roared madly, his battle chi whistling through the air, stirring up winds and clouds. At noon, before Lin Shun headed to Purple Cloud Peak, the auction had just ended. Inside a brightly lit Elders' Hall on a void island that had remained unchanged since ancient times, 12 highly respected high-level elders had all gathered together. In front of them was a half-meter tall stack of information about Lin Shun. This information was so accurate that it included the fact that Lin Shun was from the Shenwu sect, including the information about him entering the Wasteland branch, climbing the true Dragon Mountain, challenging the Heaven-Do dynasty, entering the evil king's secret realm, battling the Heaven Domain branch, and so on. Almost all of it had been collected. What do you think of this kid? Looking at his background, this kid can only be described as a heavenly man. I have no objections to him. This kid is mysterious and unpredictable. His way of doing things is strange and unpredictable. People can't guess at all. He can only be described as a ghost genius. I have no objections. There's only a fine line between a ghost genius and a lunatic, but this kid has already surpassed the boundary of both. In terms of overall strength, he definitely deserves this weight. In terms of intelligence, realm, and cultivation, I have no objections. However, because this kid is too outstanding and strange, I don't agree to promote him. Me too. Legend has it that in ancient times, there were some evil sect martial artists who used spiritual power to possess young geniuses. Then, they rose up against the heavens. This kid's background is unclear. I don't agree to promote him just like that. That's right. I also suspect that he's been possessed by an evil sect martial artist. This kid's mission was to eliminate the evil sect martial artists. Who knows, he might have formed some kind of connection with those evil sect martial artists. From his actions, this kid's heart is as clear as a mirror. There's an unyielding spirit in his heart. Even though he's swift and decisive, he hasn't done anything that destroys his character and morals. If it's some old monster from the evil sect, they definitely wouldn't have such young courage. These 12 upper echelon elders were actually all revolving around Lin Shun and starting a meeting. This kind of weight and lineup had only appeared in history during the selection of Purple Merit students. Of the 12 high-level elders, 6 were biased towards Lin Shun, and 5 were against Lin Shun. All right, let's stop arguing. At this moment, an old man in sackcloth, sitting in the corner, spoke with a hoarse voice. His body was extremely thin, and his eyes were hollow as if he didn't have eyeballs. As soon as he spoke, all the elders immediately fell silent. Even if this kid is possessed by an almighty from the evil sect, even if he has a Yuan venerate cultivation base, it's only a matter of thought for us to eliminate him. The old man in sackcloth didn't speak loudly, but every word seemed to have a sharpness that could penetrate one's mind. However, if he's an exceptional prodigy and we give up because of this, it will be detrimental to the entire academy. The competition among the ancient families in the spiritual state is getting more and more intense. The saints and saintesses of the various families are all at the top. In our academy, only purple merit prodigies can contend with the saints and saintesses. No matter how outstanding a blue merit student is, it will be difficult to resist the might of a saint. This is one of our few chances. During this special period, the more purple merit students there are, the better. The old man in sackcloth's words made the other elders hesitate. Then, Elder Xian means the old man in sackcloth didn't say anything else. With a wave of his hand, Lin Shen's information jade slip appeared in his palm. He moved his brush and vigorously wrote down a few words. All the elders took a closer look. Student, Lin Shun. Latest comprehensive evaluation. The student has surpassed the master. Purple cloud peak at the banquet. Lu Ji couldn't restrain his rage and immediately ordered his subordinates to surround Lin Shun. Lin Shen's lips curled into a cold smile. Just as he was about to release the ancient azure dragon, in the void, the obscure voice of an old man came one after another, stunning everyone, announcing to the entire academy that the blue merit student is Lin Shun. After an assessment by the elders, the results are, the student has surpassed the master. They have determined that student Lin Shun possesses sufficient strength and aptitude. Therefore, they have made an exception and promoted him to a blue merit student. The void sound transmission reverberated throughout the entire territory of the Heavenly Song Academy and all the Sky Islands. Countless discussions and exclamations rang out in every sky island and town. Chapter 244. No matter if it was the elders or students, everyone was shocked. This was the first time in the history of Heavenly Song Academy that an exception had been made. The number of students in Heavenly Song Academy was constantly changing, but there were only about 100,000 green merit level seniors. There were only 10,000 green merit level seniors, and each of them was a top genius in the outside world. There were only a few hundred blue merit level seniors. There were only a few times in history where there were more than 1,000. They were the rare geniuses of the spirit state and the pillars of Heavenly Song Academy. And today, all the students who stayed in the academy personally witnessed the history of an exceptional promotion. Whoosh! The medal in front of Lin Chen's chest shone with a pure blue light and turned from green to blue. It's actually an exception. This is the first time I've heard of such a thing. Let's not act rashly. This kid is now a blue merit level. I don't want to be summoned by the academy. Many of the green merit level seniors who wanted to curry favor with Lu Ji and surround Lin Chen immediately retreated to the side. Even Lu Ji's anger dissipated a little, and his heart was filled with shock and unwillingness. If a blue merit level student had a conflict, it had to be settled through a duel in the arena, and any private fights between blue merit level seniors would be severely punished. After all, blue merit level seniors were completely different from green merit level seniors and would receive the academy's full attention. I didn't think that trash like you, who isn't even a Heaven Star Border Stage 5, will be able to reach the blue merit level. Do you dare to fight me in the arena in 4 days? Life and death will be up to fate. Lu Ji's anger still hadn't subsided, and he didn't care about the so-called dignity of a new student as he questioned Lin Chen. 4 days later, arena number 3. Senior Lu Ji, I hope you don't regret it. Lin Chen smiled meaningfully. All the students present couldn't help but take in a cold breath. A duel between blue merit level, and it's an exception, Lin Chen, against an experienced blue merit level senior, Lu Ji. What's more, the rules were that life and death would be up to fate. Could it be that this new student, Lin Chen, who made history, would be like a meteor streaking across the night sky of Heavenly Song Academy? Lin, let's go. Lin Chen casually waved his hand and released the ancient azure dragon. The dragon soared into the sky, and its dragon's might shook the surroundings. Those seniors who wanted to attack Lin Chen earlier were all shocked. So it wasn't a coincidence that this Lin Chen was able to complete the blue merit level mission. 4 days later, I will definitely torture you to death. Looking in the direction Lin Chen left, Lu Ji's expression was uncertain. There were many ways to sell pill recipes in the academy. One way was to sell them all at once and treat them as normal goods. The other way was to borrow it. Buying a pill recipe for borrowing meant buying the right to read the pill recipe. While knowing the pill recipe's information, the price would be much cheaper. However, the students who had the right to borrow it had to be at least of the Youth Merit Officer rank and above. Furthermore, they had to go through a strict registration process. Once it was discovered that the student who borrowed it had leaked the pill formula, the lightest punishment they would have to bear would be expulsion from the academy. In the worst case, they could be suppressed by the academy on the spot or pay the price of their life. Therefore, Lin Chen was very assured that the 5-colored mysterious spirit liquid and other pill recipes would be sold on loan within the academy. This would definitely become an important source of points for Class 66 in the future. As long as they had enough points, Lin Chen believed that everyone in Class 66 would at least be able to reach the Youth Merit Officer rank in the future. The Azure Dragon flew across the sky. Lin Chen descended in front of a Sky Island's mission hall and put away the ancient Azure Dragon. After handing in this mission, I will have over 10 million points. With a slightly excited mood, Lin Chen brought the 2 girls into the mission hall. The moment Lin Chen appeared, he immediately became the center of attention in the mission hall. As a new student, challenging 2 Youth Merit Officers in one go had already made many people remember his appearance. This exceptional promotion made him instantly become a celebrity in the entire academy. Lin Chen walked to the mission light screen and placed his identity Jade token on the mission desk. Student Lin Chen, confirmed to receive mission reward. Accumulated points for million. Lin Shen's points instantly became 13,020,000 points. Some sharp-eyed youth merit officers saw the flashing points and fiercely sucked in a breath of cold air. Damn, 13,020,000 points? He was much richer than many of the veteran youth merit officers. Normally, students wouldn't carry so many points with them at once. Once they had enough points, they would exchange them for cultivation resources. Ignoring the shocked gazes of others, Lin Shun brought the two girls to the Secret Realm Hall. The so-called Secret Realm Hall was the place where all the qualifications to enter secret realms were sold. This place was one of the lifelines that supported the development of Heavenly Song Academy since ancient times. Lin Shun flipped through the information of various secret realms and secretly clicked his tongue. Dragon Fire Secret Realm. Fire element energy is 100 times purer. Cultivating fire element techniques will be 1,000 miles in a day. Sky Frost Secret Palace. Holy land for cultivating ice element techniques. Contains the origin of the ice element energy of heaven and earth. 2x Spiritual Spirit House. Increases spiritual sensitivity and concentration. Cleanses distracting thoughts. Breaking through to the next realm is twice the result with half the effort. 10,000 Mountain Range. Mountain range that contains Earth Spirit Pearls. The closer it is to the center of the Earth, the stronger the gravity. Enter with caution. Cultivators of Earth element techniques have priority. Other than that, Lin Shen also saw many terrifying extreme secret realms. For example, the Demonic Saber Secret Realm. It was all extracted from the will of the demonic saber from ancient times. Entering this secret realm, if one's willpower wasn't strong enough, their will to fight would be crushed by the will of the demonic saber and become a cripple. There were also demon secret realms, savage secret realms, 100 poison secret realms, and extreme golden puppet secret realms. Only by killing a certain number of puppets could one leave these secret realms. These secret realms that faced life and death challenges all required youth merit officers and blue merit officers to enter. Moreover, the price was extremely high. Although the secret realms were dangerous, if one could complete the cultivation inside, that kind of transformation could only be described as terrifying. No wonder Heavenly Song Academy has produced so many peerless geniuses since ancient times. It is known as the only super force that can rival ancient families without relying on the sacred flame. In terms of resources, platform, opportunities, environment, foundation, and excellent instructors, Heavenly Song Academy has almost achieved perfection. Lin Shun, who was in awe, felt admiration in his heart. Then, he put away his admiration and chose the most important secret realm. Elder, I want to buy the 4 days of Void Lightning Island's secret realm entry rights. The elder in the secret realm's main hall looked up at Lin Shun and found that he couldn't see through his cultivation. He was surprised. Little guy, this Void Lightning Island is the highest standard lightning element cultivation secret realm in the academy. Only blue merit officers can enter. Are you sure you want to enter? Yes. That elder seemed to be ignorant of worldly affairs. When he saw the blue metal on Lin Shen's chest, he shook his head and laughed. Chapter 245. Okay, the price of 1 day's entry to the Void Thunder Island is 50,000 points. 200,000 points have been deducted from you. You can enter at any time. The elder handed back the Jade token. Lin Shen's identity, Jade, token immediately had a blue light spot and a timer on it. Big brother Lin Shun, can you give me your spear from before? Suddenly, Yu Lin asked. Lin Shun was stunned. He seemed to recall the first time they met, when Yu Lin teased him and stuffed a sticky set of herself into his hand. Lin, this is not right. Although there are many people here, it's still a public place. How dare you ask for my spear in public? Lin Shun said with a straight face. Yu Lin's beautiful face flushed red. However, she was not shy like ordinary girls. Instead, she covered her mouth and chuckled. Of course I want Class Monitor Lin Chen's powerful black spear. What's wrong? Is it not convenient for the handsome Class Monitor to take it out now? Hess so angry. I've been flirting with girls for so many years. This is the first time I've been flirted with by a girl. Well, of course you could take it out now. Take it. Lin Chun waved his hand and took out the abyss spear from his storage ring and handed it to Yulinlin. By the way, what do you want it for? Of course I want to help class monitor repair it. I want it to be bigger and harder. Yulinlin smiled sweetly. Her pure smile revealed a devilish craftiness. F*CK. How did this girl become like this? Where did she learn this from? If it weren't for the fact that I'm still a virgin, I would have done with the girl who dared to talk like this in front of me last time. As for Lu Lin, she couldn't stand these two drama queens anymore. She stood outside the main hall waiting for them with a red face. This abyss spear is an ancient item. Are you sure you can repair it? Lin Chun had completely subdued the abyss spear now. He had some understanding of its grade and origin. This item must be a top-grade artifact above the 5th rank. I'm sure. Although I'm not good enough to make this type of artifact, repairing it is not a problem. I also want to do something for Big Brother Lin Chun. I don't like to owe people favors. Yulinlin blinked her bright eyes. Her eyebrows curved as she said with a smile. By the way, since it's for restoration, I still have this. Lin Chun took out another item. It was a palm-sized, or that flickered with a dark golden color. This item was called the Dark Gold Stone. Lin Chun had obtained it from the purple treasure chest that the Black Widow had dropped after killing her. Yulinlin's eyes lit up. He took the dark golden rock and exclaimed in admiration. With this item, the restoration power of the spear would reach a whole new level. In the end, Lin Chun gave Yulinlin 700,000 points to buy the materials needed to repair the abyss spear, and gave Lu Lin 300,000 points. Inside the Void Thunder Island. The heavenly thunder was vast and mighty, and the divine might was rolling. Flashing purple lightning filled the entire Thunder Island. Every tree and every building here seemed to be born with the power of lightning. As soon as Lin Chun stepped into the Void Thunder Island, dozens of lightning bolts aimed at him as if they were alive. I'm struck by lightning the moment I arrive. Do I have to suffer the wrath of the heavens just because I'm handsome? Circulating the celestial dipper battle chi, the golden hepta chi flowed throughout his body. Lin Chun forcibly resisted the violent lightning bolts, and his hairstyle almost turned into an afro. He focused his eyes and saw that the lightning bolts were everywhere. Everywhere was filled with violent lightning intent. Even when he was standing on the ground, lightning bolts were constantly entering Lin Chun's body. He felt a wave of numbness as if he was being massaged by a high-grade massager. Lin Chun also saw that in the interior of the Thunder Island, there were thick lightning bolts flickering with green light that swept across from time to time. Its power was shocking. There are tribute light balls here too. The quality seems to be pretty good. Just as Lin Chun was about to cultivate here, his eyes lit up. Many dilapidated buildings and thunder trees were scattered with resplendent attribute light balls. Lin Chun stepped on the green light whirlwind and swept past. Host has received 300,000 cultivation technique soul essences, 780,000 thunder energy points. Host has received 10,000 spiritual power points, 250,000 cultivation technique soul essences. Lin Chun swept through like a gust of wind sweeping through fallen leaves and conveniently collected more than 20 attribute light balls. Although there aren't many of these attribute light balls, and they're scattered across a wide area, each of them is of high quality, but I can't keep looking for them. Lin Chun fell into a state of hesitation. These attribute light balls must have been left behind by the blue merit level prodigies who entered the Void Thunder Island to cultivate. Such attribute light balls must be of high quality. However, Lin Chun had spent points to enter the Void Thunder Island. Cultivating the Thunder Battle Chi here could be said to be extremely fast, and it was also very advantageous for him to cultivate the demonic Might Wild Thunder. He didn't have the time to keep picking them up. All right, can't I just ask the ancient Azure Dragon to come out and help me pick them up? Lin Chun slapped his head, and his body flashed with green light. He released the ancient Azure Dragon and shrunk its body to within 100 feet. Go, Lil Dragon, take away all my attribute light balls. The ancient Azure Dragon's body curled up and began to wander around the outer region of the Void Thunder Island. Host has received 230,000 Thunder Energy, 200,000 Rune Energy, for 1,050,000 Battle Chi Essence. Wherever the ancient Azure Dragon passed, all attribute light balls within 100 feet of it would be automatically absorbed into its body. Then, a screen popped up in Lin Chen's mind. The ancient Azure Dragon had Lin Chen's battle consciousness, but couldn't search for attribute light balls on its own. Therefore, Lin Chen could only use the crudest method, which was to let the ancient Azure Dragon circle the outer region of the Void Thunder Island. As for the inner region, the ancient Azure Dragon's body was too conspicuous, and it would attract the Thunder Tribulation energy at any time. Even the outer region was constantly bombarded. Fortunately, the ancient Azure Dragon was already at the peak of Intermediate Stage 5. As long as it didn't go near the inner region, it would be fine in the outer region. Lin Chen sat down cross-legged and began to circulate the Thunder Meridian route of the 9 calamities of creation. The thunder energy that filled the Void Thunder Meridian seemed to be attracted by an infinite force and started to flow into Lin Chen's Dantian crazily. This kind of cultivation was simple and crude. As long as the cultivator's mental cultivation method was high enough, the more thunder energy he could absorb and the faster the breakthrough. Moreover, there was no time limit. Compared to elixirs, it would take effect faster and there wouldn't be any resistance. The only advantage was that the mental cultivation method had to be of a high level. At this moment, if there was any Heaven's Dipper realm prodigy or veteran powerhouse, their jaws would drop. As Lin Chen absorbed the thunder energy that was constantly emerging from the Void Thunder Island, the mental cultivation method of the 9 calamities of creation could be said to be extremely fast. Under such circumstances, he cooperated with the ancient Azure Dragon to constantly pick up attribute light balls and merge them into his body. At this moment, Lin Chen's cultivation speed was more terrifying than any concept of God's speed. His battle chi essence and thunder energy were increasing in 2 amazing ways. Chapter 246. Whether it was the speed of the 9 calamities of creation or the absorption speed of the attribute light balls, the efficiency of cultivation was unimaginable and unfathomable. When the 2 were combined, the speed of cultivation would increase by an unprecedented margin. Rumble. Thunder rumbled. Wherever the ancient Azure Dragon passed by, lightning would strike down and bombard the ancient Azure Dragon's body. With its powerful dragon body, the ancient Azure Dragon forcefully withstood the hundreds and thousands of lightning bolts. Its dragon scales and body gradually began to glow with new power. 2 days passed in the blink of an eye. Lin Chen's cultivation had already reached the peak of LV2. With the combination of the top-notch secret realm, the mysteries of the cultivation method, and the attribute light balls, Lin Chen's cultivation in these 2 days was equivalent to several years of cultivation for an ordinary Heaven Star Border cultivator. In these 2 days and nights, the ancient Azure Dragon had helped Lin Chen collect a large number of attribute light balls. The essence of the cultivation method was enough to support him to learn a new blue rank combat skill. All of a sudden, Lin Chen opened his eyes. Endless lightning flashed in his pupils. System, I want to cultivate the demonic Might Wild Thunder. The host is cultivating a low-level blue rank combat skill, Demonic Might Wild Thunder Spear. Currently, the host has 7.02 million points of cultivation method essence. It is estimated that the host can only reach 80% proficiency of the target combat skill. Do you want to cultivate it? Yes. Lightning flashed all over his body. The moment Lin Chen's lightning battle chi merged with the cultivation method of demonic Might Wild Thunder, his body formed a lightning vortex. Rumble. Thousands of lightning bolts struck at the same time. The lightning bolts around him struck at Lin Chen fiercely. Keep the lightning in, but don't release it. Turn it into electricity and merge it into the spear. When the spear moves, the lightning bolts. When the spear moves, the lightning bolts. Lin Chen's flesh shell completely withstood the lightning attack. The speed of his comprehension of demonic, might-wild thunder was extremely fast. Before the third day ended, Lin Chen had completely merged with the cultivation method of demonic, might-wild thunder. He even tried to activate it a few times and could control it freely. On the fourth day, Lin Chen refined a ball of spirit liquid that flashed with lightning from the dark abyss furnace. Lin Chen smeared it all over his body. Every pore on his body was glowing with battle chi that could attract lightning. Bang, bang, bang. Countless explosions resounded in the void. Thunder rumbled and lightning surged. Tens of thousands of thunderbolts converged from all directions. Lin Chao swallowed his saliva and gritted his teeth. This thousand thunder guide is a special heavenly material and earthly treasure for attracting thunder and lightning. As long as I can withstand it, breaking through the heavenly Dipper realm third layer is close at hand. The storm of lightning struck like a violent storm, piercing through the ground and tearing apart the earth veins. Thick and majestic bolts of lightning formed into a funnel vortex, crazily striking Lin Chen's body. The momentum was so great that it even attracted more than 10 streaks of green lightning from the inner region. Its destructive power was extremely strong. That green lightning was also attracted here. Damn it, I'm going all out. Lin Chen clenched his teeth and withstood it. The true water return to origin technique was operating crazily to recover his injuries. He used his flesh shell to withstand the bombardment of endless lightning and quickly operated the 9 calamities of creation. Rumble. The moment the green lightning struck Lin Chen's body, the battle chi that he had been accumulating for a long time instantly erupted. Break for me. Bang. The sound of an explosion rang out. Lin Chen's body emitted the sound of breaking through the shackles. The 9-color battle soul in his dantian nearly doubled in size. Congratulations to the host for advancing to the heavenly Dipper realm third layer. The moment the system screen popped out, Lin Chen was so tired that he almost collapsed on the ground. Due to the lack of rune energy, Lin Chen did not have absolute confidence in defeating Lu Ji except for using the Azura 9 Brilliance transformation. The Azura 9 Brilliance transformation had a certain after effect. Unless it was a life and death battle, Lin Chen did not intend to rely on it. But now, he had enough confidence to compete with the senior Blue Merit students. This cultivation mystic realm is indeed extraordinary. When the time comes, I will use all my 10 million points in the cultivation mystic realm. My strength will probably soar to an unimaginable realm. Lin Chen adjusted his breath on the spot. There were less than 4 hours left before the battle between him and Lu Ji. Battle Arena number 3. In the past, there were always a lot of empty seats in the Heavenly Song Academy's battle arena. But today, there were almost no empty seats in the battle arena number 3. Because this year's rare Blue Merit Class Prodigy Showdown would be staged here today, and one of them was the most controversial and legendary freshman. The Prodigy who was promoted to Blue Merit Class in less than 2 months after entering the academy. In the south of the battle arena, a group of elders with extremely high seniority, led by Old Yuan, had gathered. They usually did not ask about the academy's matters, but today they could not help but be curious and came to witness this student who was promoted. In the north of the battle arena, the 12 elders of the academy, as well as some of the top figures with real power, sat together. In the east of the battle arena, tens of thousands of rows of seats had long been filled. They came from many instructors and elders who managed the academy. In the west of the battle arena, many students crowded the seats, even standing in the back row to watch this battle. In the battle space at the center of the arena, Lu Ji scanned his surroundings through the barrier, and a sense of heroism welled up in him. Even if he was a Blue Merit student, it was almost impossible to attract more than 60% of the people here to watch the battle. No matter if it was students, elders, or instructors, except for those who were out on missions, almost everyone in the academy was here. Lu Ji's cultivation has already reached the peak of the 5th level. He has a chance to advance to the 6th level at any time. He is fighting steadily and surely. Before the battle with that freshman Lin Chun, he did not choose to go into seclusion to make a breakthrough. Looking at his confident expression, I'm afraid he has made a breakthrough in other fields. 2 elders in white stroked their beards and laughed. Beside them, a little lowly in white looked around and pouted unhappily. Why isn't this Lin Chun here yet? Making all of us wait for him, what a big show. It's not time yet. Instructor Xian Er, why are you in such a hurry? All the elders roared with laughter. Just as they finished speaking, a ray of light streaked across the sky. Shwa! The ray of light entered the battle arena, turning into a human figure and landing steadily on the ground. The human figure carried a black spear. His silver robe was like starlight. The youth's eyebrows were like the tip of a spear, his eyes containing the sea of stars, spirited and full of spirit, but also deep and vast. A confident, calm smile hung on the young man's childish face. Such a graceful bearing made the hearts of many female seniors tremble slightly. Freshman Lin Chun, the first student in history to be promoted by an exception. Everyone's eyes focused. Some of the Yellow Merit students even began to pull up banners for Lin Chun, excitedly cheering for Lin Chun. Among the freshmen, the current Lin Chun was like a legend. There's already a group of freshmen who had spontaneously united around Lin Chun. Chapter 247. Senior Liu, I've made you wait. Before I came here, I even took the time to take a shower, change into a new set of clothes, and comb my hair. Who asked me to be the most handsome boy in this academy? If I did anything wrong, please don't say anything. Because even if you say something, I won't change. Lin Chun wiped his brand new Black Abyss spear and casually shot out 4 times. Your mouth is still so annoying. I hope that when you kneel and beg for mercy later, you can still have such a face. Lu Ji didn't get angry, but laughed instead. As he laughed coldly, he suddenly grasped the air and lightning flashed, forming a tiger-headed lightning spear. Many elders' eyes lit up. Spear user against spear user. This duel would be especially exciting. Lu Ji had already seen Lin Chen's ancient Azure Dragon. If he didn't bring out his true ability, he wouldn't be able to kill it. Interesting. When Lu Ji teamed up with us, he didn't immediately use his high-rank 5 Heavenly Tiger Lightning Spear. This means that he's serious. This new student has indeed given him a level that he must bring out his strength to defeat. A few blue merit level geniuses hidden in the shadows discussed with great interest. This time, there were less than a quarter of the blue merit level students in Heavenly Song Academy. Most of them were still carrying out missions or training in the outside world. Luing was also sitting in the back row. Her green eyes moved as she constantly thought about how Lin Chun would fight Lu Ji. Stinking brat, I've already praised you to the heavens. If you're beaten down later, don't stay in this academy anymore. Elder Yuan sat in the audience and shouted loudly. Although Lin Chun didn't say anything, he casually raised his thumb. Old man Yuan, are you saying that this old man's personal disciple can't even compare to a new student? At this time, a yellow-robed old man, sitting not far from Elder Yuan, revealed a trace of ridicule and disdain. Only his body refinement is passable. He's hiding his battle chi realm. How strong can he be? When the time comes, he'll still have to rely on the Azure Dragon in his body. A mere barbarian is only SOSO. The yellow-robed old man was Lu Ji's personal teacher, the half-retired town elder. Just stay there and let out your dog fart. I didn't see you make an exception for that lousy disciple of yours. You can't even brag about it. Old Yuan picked his nose and sneered. His words had infuriated the town elder. The other elders hurriedly came out to smooth things over. Many elders snickered in their hearts. Elder Zhun, of all the people you could provoke, you had to provoke this old guy. In terms of bickering, how many people in our academy can suppress Elder Yuan? On the other side. So this is that freshman Lin Chun? He's indeed extraordinary. Even this old man was unable to see through his battle chi cultivation. I could only faintly sense that his body refinement realm was extraordinary. This kid's spiritual power realm isn't bad either. I heard that he's also an alchemist. Heh, doesn't that make him an all-rounder? Oomph. I think he's just like a martial ancestor from an evil sect. He's glib-tongued and frivolous. With his age, how could he have such outstanding achievements in so many fields? Don't be in such a hurry to come to a conclusion. If he's an old monster from an evil sect, he wouldn't dare to show off in front of us. The various elders had different praises for Lin Shun. Only the white-robed little lowly revealed an indescribable smile. The way they hold the spear and the rhythm of their breathing are the same. It seems that they might use the same cultivation method. Interesting. The referee this time was Elder Chi, who was on good terms with Lin Shun. He stepped into the air and announced indifferently, "There are no restrictions in this duel. Surrender is not allowed until either side has no more fighting power. Life and death are up to fate. Swords and blades have no eyes. Life is at peace. May I ask if both sides confirm their participation?" "I confirm." Lu Ji waved his hand and gripped the lightning spear tightly. "I have no objections." Lin Shen brandished his Black Abyss spear. After being repaired by Yulin Lin, the Black Abyss spear's grade had been restored to the peak of the 5th stage. In terms of grade, it was even higher than Lu Ji's Sky Tiger Lightning Spear. "All right, the duel is officially established. Begin." With a wave of Elder Chi's hand, the atmosphere in the battle space instantly became tense and tense. "Kid, release that ancient azure dragon of yours." Lu Ji was about to mock Lin Shun, but before he could finish, his expression suddenly changed. Bang! The space distorted, and a flash of azure light swept past. The moment the purple flames streaked across the void, the pitch-black spear tip attacked like a gust of wind. Clang! Lu Ji held his spear and retreated dozens of steps. Every step he took caused the ground to crack. The arm holding the spear was numb, and his expression was horrified. Boom! The tip of the spear danced, and streaks of rotating light elemental battle aura slashed down, forcing Lu Ji to block with his spear. He turned around and swept it out, suddenly colliding with Lin Chen's Black Abyss spear. The entire battle space shook, and the sound of explosions could be heard continuously from around the arena. Thunder flash. Lu Ji steadied himself and quickly struck out a lightning bolt. When Lin Shun swung his spear and smashed the lightning bolt, he was also forced back thousands of meters. All the students present were stunned. Lin Shun actually gained the upper hand right from the start and was almost suppressing Lu Ji. Some of the elders who had seen through the situation sucked in a breath of cold air. 120. No, it's almost 130 dragon power. This kid's dragon power has suddenly increased by several levels in an instant, and he's using it skillfully. It doesn't seem like he obtained it at the last minute. Lu Ji, whose arm was numb, exhaled slightly. He finally didn't dare to underestimate Lin Chun anymore. If not for the fact that this battle space had been reinforced by the Academy's mighty figures, Lin Chen's spear strikes just now would have been enough to split a small mountain range. At this moment, Lin Chen's arm was covered with faint dragon scales. This was the state that Lin Shun was in when he first used the Azure Dragon Bloodline. After the Azure Dragon Bloodline could transform into the Ancient Azure Dragon, Lin Shun would release the Ancient Azure Dragon whenever he encountered an important battle. However, this didn't mean that he couldn't use the Azure Dragon's power. With just a thought, he could transfer the pure power of the Ancient Azure Dragon to himself at any time. Compared to a battle between a man and a dragon, this man and dragon as one state was more suitable to fight against Lu Ji. With the addition of pure power, Lin Chen's 9 types of battle aura would combine to produce an unimaginable power. Bang! Lu Ji took a step forward, and the vast arena trembled. He held the spear with both hands and leaned forward slightly. Thunder Tiger, explosive stab. The surging lightning around his body turned into a mighty and unstoppable thunder tiger that was hundreds of feet long. When the spear pierced out, it was like a thunder tiger pouncing. Where the tip of the spear pointed, The sharpness was indestructible. Come on. With a twist of his palm, the black abyss spun rapidly. The dark battle aura was like the sun and moon in the sky, flowing through the body of the spear. Lin Shen held his breath and concentrated. He became one with the spear, and the purple phoenix wings combined with the wind bloodline. His speed was accumulated to the extreme. Charging rune, Dark Devour. The tip of the spear overflowed with the dark battle aura. The 130 dragon power was like 100 dragons flying in the sky. Holding the spear, the momentum was like a tide that could turn mountains and rivers. Chapter 248. Chi. Peng. Peng. At the moment when the lightning and the dark energy collided, the two imposing auras collided with each other, and the reinforced battle space was shaken into a twisted shape. An energy mushroom cloud was formed and rose to the sky. Following that, a series of sonic booms filled the arena, and lightning flowers and shadows appeared one after another. The speed of the two's battle was so fast that even the elders couldn't catch it. In just a few breaths, the two had already exchanged more than 100 blows. Inside the energy mushroom cloud, the spear was like a flowing shadow, cutting through the air and smashing into Lu Ji's shoulder. The latter retreated slightly and blocked with his spear, stabbing backwards like a dragon's bite. The purple flame behind him was pierced through. It was just an afterimage. The moment the afterimage shattered, a ray of light swept towards Lu Ji's legs. His eyes were sharp and his hands were fast. The moment the heavenly tiger lightning spear stabbed over, the ray of light suddenly changed direction. It was actually a feint. The spear was raised like a shooting star. The real goal was to cut off his arm. Cold sweat dripped down. Lu Ji forcefully turned his body, opening up his shoulder and arm to avoid the sharp spear technique. His entire shoulder bone broke with a crisp sound. Lu Ji's body was like lightning. Forcefully dodging that spear caused his arm bone to break. Lin Shen's spear was too fast. He could only forcefully avoid it. However, it wasn't over yet. The next moment after the spear tip was raised, the Gungjin fist whined, violently punched towards Lu Ji's chest like a raging wave. Peng. Dang. The moment Lin Shen's fist wind hit Lu Ji, his spear also pierced into Lin Shen's chest. The destructive power of 130 dragon force and the sharpness of a level 5 high-grade treasure exploded together, causing both sides to fly backwards. The spectating blue merit ran coincidentally. The energy mushroom cloud had just dissipated, and both sides fell to one side. What a crazy fight. These two fellows are really trying to kill each other. Both of them are good seedlings. Why do they have to do this? Lin Shen leaped up like a carp, and the hepta metal crystal in front of his chest slowly fell to the ground. This was Lin Shen's ultimate form of defense after compressing his heavenly dipper battle chi with all his strength. The defense could only cover a small area, but its defensive power was extremely strong. After the crystal fell off, the faintly cracked dragon scales and the rotating pure water battle chi were healing Lin Shen's wounds. With the azure dragon scales and heavenly dipper battle chi, Lin Shen's dual defense, coupled with the true water scripture, Lin Shen did not suffer any serious injuries. On the other hand, Lu Ji, although he is protected by a personal treasure, but Lin Shen's 130 dragon power is equivalent to a full blow of the heavenly dipper realm 5th layer peak, and it is also mixed with gold battle chi to penetrate part of the defense. Lu Ji couldn't escape and scathed like Lin Shen when such destructive power entered his body. This brat actually has such a mysterious recovery type cultivation method. Even I can't find a recovery type cultivation method suitable for the Heaven Dipper realm. If this battle continues, the one who will suffer losses will definitely be me. Lu Ji once again gripped the Heavenly Tiger lightning spear tightly, and 10,000 lightning bolts began to explode from his body. Bathed in the lightning, he was like the heaven's might saint lord, his aura domineering and imposing. Thick pillars of lightning crisscrossed, All the blue merit rank students could feel the terrifying lightning pressure emitted by Lu Ji. He is about to release a blue rank battle skill. Lin Shun, today I will let you experience what it means to be a blue merit rank. Lu Ji's eyes were filled with disdain, and he suddenly shouted. His voice was as vast and mighty as the heavenly thunder, rolling and surging within the battle space, creating wave after wave of air waves. Following his ascension into the air, it formed a kind of aura like that of a judge. Huh, didn't you realize that you can't beat me in a prolonged battle, so you switched to desperate mode? Lin Shun laughed mockingly. Under his purple-golden pupils, Lu Ji's predicament was clear as day. Senior Lu, you can't be like this. The most important thing for a man is endurance. If you continue like this, Senior Yin will be sad. Lin Shun laughed mischievously. His lightning battle chi began to transform into a special bloodline. Lin Shun's body surged with violent lightning, and the weather suddenly changed. I want to see if you can still talk with that mouth of yours later. Lu Ji spun the Heavenly Tiger lightning spear, the tip of the spear pointing angrily. Heavenly Tiger breaks roar. 10,000 lightning bolts swept through the four seas. Demonic might wild thunder, first style. Wild thunder meteor fall. When the spear pointed out, thousands of lightning bolts spun rapidly, converging into a spiraling lightning storm that was thousands of feet long. It was like a meteor falling to the earth, creating a flash of brilliance. It brought both amazement and death. The space that was swept by the lightning instantly collapsed, shattering into pieces. Many blue merit rank students' eyes focused. This Lu Ji's strength had increased again. It was actually a brand new blue rank battle skill. The seniors who attended the auction that day were even more dumbfounded. Lu Ji actually used demonic might wild thunder, a blue rank battle skill that ordinary people would need years or even decades to master. Lu Ji actually mastered it in just 4 days. The foundation and talent of Heavenly Song Academy's blue merit rank prodigy was completely revealed. He was above countless people. However, in the next moment, many of the higher-ups and elders revealed expressions of lingering fear. Lin Shun suddenly gripped his spear, and the black abyss was like a dragon battling 1,000 fields. The moment his entire body's dragon force was released, the dragon spear lit up the void, and 10,000 lightning bolts surged like a sea of lightning. Wild thunder meteor fall. Lin Shun, who was releasing endless lightning bolts, pointed his spear, and the spiraling lightning storm expanded from several hundred feet to 10,000 feet. It was actually the same battle skill as Lu Ji. Everyone was stunned. What's going on? The two of them were actually cultivating the same type of combat skill. Rumble. Chi. 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 The lightning exploded, and the aftershock of the lightning intertwined and flashed continuously, creating a terrifying shockwave that shattered almost a third of the battle space. This is the battle space that Elder Yu personally reinforced, but it was still shattered by these two little fellows. The teachers' mouths twitched. This kind of destructive power, even they might not be able to do it. The two of them actually cultivated the same battle skill. What's going on? Oh my god, how can Lin Shun know demonic might wild thunder? Could it be that Senior Lu Ji really sold demonic might wild thunder to Lin Shun? No, it's not that simple. Just now, when Lin Shun used the devil might berserk lightning, the release time was much faster and there was almost no flaw to speak of. Although it was the same devil might berserk lightning, in terms of cultivation realm, Lin Shun was a level higher. Many of the green merit rank and blue merit rank seniors stood up in shock, and an uproar broke out. Elder Meng, who was in charge of managing the auction, was also stunned. He was very clear that the seller of demonic might wild thunder had almost no connection with Lin Shun. Even Lu Ying was stunned. As a blue merit rank student who participated in the auction, she knew that this was the first time demonic might wild thunder appeared in the academy. It was impossible for Lin Shun to buy it. Could it be that Lin Shun is the seller of this battle skill? No, That's not right. There's another detail. Could it be? Lu Ying seemed to have thought of something, and her face was filled with disbelief. Chapter 249. The power of their wild thunder starfall was almost the same. Although Lu Ji's cultivation was strong, his understanding of this spear art was only at the beginner level. However, Lin Chen's mastery of demonic might wild thunder, aside from the final 3 moves combined into one, had reached the point of perfection. In addition to the additional 130 dragon power points from the spear art and Lin Chen's closed-door training these few days, his thunder attribute had already reached 30 million points. It was not inferior to his water attribute at all. Thunder Battle Chi was Lin Chen's most powerful attribute now. Therefore, Lu Ji didn't have much of an advantage in this blue rank battle technique battle. The spear light tore through the energy storm and cut through the lightning. Damn it, how did you know this move? Lu Ji violently coughed out a few mouthfuls of blood. He tore through the lightning storm and charged forward with the Sky Tiger lightning spear in his hand, roaring like a mad beast. The moment the abyssal spear danced and stabbed, blocking the tip of Lu Ji's spear, Lin Chen laughed mockingly. Are you surprised? Are you surprised, Senior Lu? To be honest, I also know the second and third moves of demonic might wild thunder. Do you want me to teach you? Lin Chen's smiling face made Lu Ji so angry that he vomited blood on the spot. The corner of Lu Ji's mouth was full of blood. He angrily waved his spear. No matter how powerful his battle chi was, he couldn't suppress Lin Chen's 130 dragon power. In terms of close combat spear arts, Lin Chen and Lu Ji were evenly matched. Suddenly, a thought flashed through his mind. Lu Ji, who had forced Lin Chen back with one spear strike, was shocked and angry. Could it be because of that time? It wasn't just Lu Ji. Even the Green Merit officers and Young Merit officers who had participated in the auction 4 days ago all revealed expressions of extreme fear. If one were to ask why Lin Chen knew demonic might wild thunder, then there was another suspicious point. On the day of the auction, Lin Chen had touched the cultivation scroll of demonic might wild thunder. Although the time was very short, that was indeed the only time Lin Chen had crossed paths with demonic might wild thunder. Lu Ji was so angry that he wanted to vomit blood. He had spent a huge amount of points to buy combat skill, but in the end, he had given it all to Lin Chen. Moreover, Lin Chen's cultivation was even better than his. This was simply a slap to his face. Could it be that at that time, he secretly learned the devil might violent thunder? That's a blue rank combat skill. How complicated are the cultivation steps? Could it be that he was able to steal a blue rank battle skill and learn it in such a short time with just a touch? This is too ridiculous. This wasn't some random yellow tier battle skill. That's a blue stare we're talking about. Tell me, how am I supposed to learn it in the span of a few breaths and in front of so many people? And if he really stole the demonic might wild thunder, Senior Lu Ji would have reported it to the auction house as soon as he inspected the goods. More and more people came to know about this matter, and their impression of Lin Chen was extremely terrifying. Most people still found it hard to believe, but some people had already realized that it was possible. What kind of person was Lin Chen? He had been outstanding since he fought 2 Green Merit warriors. This young man had never suffered a loss before. This kind of monster-level freshman in both intelligence and strength. How could he do such a stupid thing as going back on his words after confirming the price and the buyer in the auction house? Lu Ying, who was standing in the back row of the audience, quickly turned her beautiful eyes. When she saw Elder Ming's shocked and frightened expression, her guess was confirmed. As expected, Lin Chen really isn't the seller of the demonic might violent thunder. Then the truth might be the moment when Lin Chen touched the demonic might violent thunder. Lu Ying's beautiful eyes shone with a strange light, and her heart was in turmoil. How could there be such a genius in this world that defied common sense? This kind of heaven-defying talent. Even the legendary holy sons and holy daughters that only purple merit warriors could compare to couldn't do it. This kind of strange thing actually happened to this kid. Sitting in the back row of the audience seats on the north side of the battle arena, a group of high-ranking elders listened to Elder Ming's report with intense curiosity. Just by touching a blue rank battle skill in an instant, he could steal it? Even storytellers wouldn't dare to say such a thing. Wait a minute. Look again, this kid's spear skills have improved by another level. Suddenly, an elder exclaimed, and everyone looked over with rapt attention. Inside the battle arena, Lin Shun and Lu Ji separated from each other in the fierce battle. Both parties were several thousand feet apart as they stood still in the air. Lu Ji's heavenly tiger lightning spear had numerous lightning dragons swimming around it. Lightning flashed like heavenly thunder, representing the will of a ruler. Who would have thought that it would be forced to use his trump card, 9 Lightning Dragon? Lu Ji's master, who was sitting near Elder Yuan, the yellow-robed old man, felt his heart sink. Lu Ji's strength was in the middle of the Blue Merit Warriors. The only opponents who could force him to use his trump card were those above the Blue Merit Warriors. Who would have thought that Lin Shin would do it today? The Blue Merit Warriors watching the battle had the same thoughts as Lu Ji's master. Didn't Lu Ji's actions mean that Lin Shun, who had just broken the rules and advanced, already had strength comparable to the middle of the Blue Merit Warriors? This time, I'm going to blast you into smithereens. Lu Ji's eyes were already filled with the determination to kill. It's coming. Lu Ji's strongest battle skill. All the Blue Merit Warriors were fully focused on the battle. There weren't many chances to see a Blue Merit Warrior using his full strength, so none of them wanted to miss this opportunity. 9 Lightning Dragon. Flash. The thick and mighty lightning dragon suddenly moved, and the lightning dragon transformed into a bolt of lightning that flashed through space. Its destructive power was shocking, and it instantly shattered all the space it passed through. Boom! Crack, crack! The lightning dragon flashed, and the students below the Blue Merit Warrior level didn't even have time to react before the space shattered into pieces. Such terrifying destructive power required even Elder Chi to personally step in to maintain the stability of the battle space. 9 Lightning Dragon, Lu Ji's strongest battle skill, was known for its violent and fast destructive power. So far, he had already defeated 3 Blue Merit Warriors with this skill. What 9 lightning? Brother Chun, I can break your 100 lightning with 1 spear. The green light tornado combined with the purple phoenix wings raised his speed to the maximum. The dark abyss spear was like a bolt of lightning, instantly tearing apart the first lightning dragon. He broke the lightning dragon flash. It's not over yet. The best part is yet to come. Almost at the same time as the 2 Blue Merit Warriors spoke, Lu Ji waved his Sky Tiger lightning spear, and the second, third, and fourth lightning dragon flashes followed closely behind. Not to mention the naked eye, even the Blue Merit Warriors couldn't catch any trace of it. If they really fought with Lu Ji, they wouldn't even know how they died. Lin Shun became one with his spear, and he spun in midair like a whirlwind, spinning the Dark Abyss spear in a vertical spear dance. With a burst of dragon power, the spear sliced the lightning dragon that flashed past Lin Chen's upper and lower sides. 5 Lightning Dragon Flash, 6 Lightning Dragon Flash, 7 Lightning Dragon Flash. Lu Ji waved his spear again, and heavenly lightning bloomed. 3 lightning dragons that were several times more violent than before swept out. Boom, boom, boom. The moment the lightning dragons swept past, and lightning danced wildly, Lin Chen's eyes exploded with lightning intent, and the Dark Abyss spear in his palm actually flashed with green lightning. First style, Wild Thunder Meteor. Second style, Thousand Thunder Demonic Battle. Chapter 250. First form, Wild Lightning Starfall. The lightning bolts transformed into a 1,000 zhong long thunderstorm, swallowing a thunder dragon in the blink of an eye. Although the wild lightning starfall still had some power left, the 2 lightning dragons had already surrounded Lin Shun. Lin Shen's spear technique was endless. and his lightning battle chi was almost completely exhausted at this moment. His spear technique had reached perfection, and like a peacock spreading its tail, he pushed forward layer by layer. Second form, Thousand Lightning Demonic Battle. The sky was filled with spear shadows, surrounded by violent lightning bolts filled with demonic intent. The lightning bolts flashed with a green light as they furiously pushed forward. Bang! Bang! The green lightning spear shadows actually directly crushed the remaining 2 lightning dragons. Fortunately, it still had the energy to close in on Lu Ji. At this moment, all the students were stunned. The sky was filled with lightning flashes, as if they were in a world of lightning and thunder. It was both dazzling and beautiful, but it also concealed an endless amount of killing intent. The Academy's higher-ups and elders couldn't help but slightly suck in a breath of cold air. Lin Chen's demonic might wild lightning spear technique was not only more perfect than Lu Ji's, even the second form of the spear technique had reached perfection. The Blue Merit rank students all stood up, their eyes locked onto the battle space. The teachers and elders also held their breaths in concentration. The moment of victory and defeat had arrived. Thunder Dragon's 8 flashes. The furious Lu Ji roared at the top of his lungs, and once again waved the sky tiger lightning spear. The tip of the spear flashed with a lightning dragon that was several times more tyrannical than all the previous lightning dragons. It soared into the sky, carrying with it the power to sweep through 3,000 mountains, and rushed out, smashing Lin Chen's many green lightning spear shadows. Ka-ka-ka! Bang! The blue lightning spear shadows were like the tide of the blue sea, pushing forward wave after wave, as if they were endless, and once again crushed the lightning dragon. 9 flashes. Lin Chen, you've lost. Ha ha ha. Lu Ji laughed savagely, his whole body covered in shocking bloodstains. He exhausted all his battle chi to send out the 9th spear strike, reverse heaven and earth, wind and clouds transform. The moment all the lightning condensed, the void split open and converged into a huge lightning dragon that was over 10,000 feet long. The moment the dragon tail swayed slightly, the space of several acres was shattered by the overflowing lightning. The thunder dragon angrily soared into the sky, majestically attacking. It pierced through all of Lin Chen's blue thunder spear shadows. Even Lin Chen's abyssal spear, which was at the peak of the 5th order, was unable to break through the onslaught of the lightning dragon. It was sent flying out of his hand. Lu Ji's Thunder Dragon 9 flashes last spear. The power is terrifying. Even the Heavenly Dipper Realm's 6th layer early stage does not dare to take a little less. Even his 6th layer middle stage will be seriously injured. Even though Lin Chen's final spear shadow had weakened some of its power, it still carried a fatal destructive force as it arrived in front of Lin Chen. Oh no, Lin Chen lost. Save him. The power of the 9 flashes is too strong. He can't take it anymore. Almost 4 high-level elders, including Elder Yuan, reacted. They instantly teleported and prepared to forcibly stop the competition. The potential that Lin Chen showed was enough for them to protect Lin Chen. Wait a minute. There are still variables. Don't make a move. At this time, the white-clothed little lowly Xian heir coldly snorted, berating all the elders who wanted to break the rules and enter the arena. A dazzling blue light bloomed in Lin Chen's arms. Don't be happy too early, icy sky finger. Lin Chen's left arm had long been ready. The arm that transformed into the water energy bloodline was crystal clear blue. Raising his hand, the index and middle fingers together, a finger pointed out. Host activated the level 3 charging rune, consuming 200,000 points of rune energy. The flickering cold air condensed through the void like an icy star. The astonishing cold air froze the entire Thunder Dragon and shattered it. The entire battle space was filled with frost and instantly fell into a world of ice and snow. The icy star-like finger froze the Thunder Dragon and blasted through Lu Ji. His entire body was frozen into an ice sculpture. One finger seals 1,000 miles, freezing heaven and earth. One icy sky finger, freezing the 9 provinces. The entire battle arena fell into a dead silence. The silent atmosphere was so quiet that one could hear a pin drop. Everyone's eyes were like frost that suddenly appeared, fixed on this scene. Lin Shun actually still had a blue rank battle skill. And this move was also superb, deceiving everyone. In the blink of an eye, he released his strongest attack. Lu Ji was frozen in a huge ice cube, unable to move. Lin Chen's eyes were filled with killing intent. He released his 130 points of dragon power again. At this moment, Lu Ji finally showed fear. At this moment, his heart was filled with endless regret. Because of that slut's flowery words, he sent people to humiliate and attempt to kidnap the 2 female freshmen. The 5 colors mysterious spirit liquid, the devil might wild thunder, the 2 treasures that he had spent a lot of money to buy, were completely played by Lin Shun. He was the real winner, and he had been spinning in circles in his palm all this time. "Master, save me!" Lu Ji screamed loudly, calling for his master. "Stop!" Bang! A withered hand raised to block Lin Chen's fist. The yellow-robed elder stared at Lin Shan with uncertainty. It was Lu Ji's master. "My disciple has already lost. You don't have to kill him. You have already won what you should have won. Why not take a step back?" The yellow-robed elder said in a hoarse voice. Lin Shan retracted his fist and sneered. "Take a step back your head. F***CK. When he was bullying people, why didn't I see you take a few steps back? Old bastard, if I didn't return to the academy in time, who knows what he would have done to my friend? At that time, what would your so-called elder be? After this, what if he found my friend to play dirty?" Lin Chen sneered. He was secretly preparing to activate the delaying rune to launch a surprise attack. "You!" The yellow-robed elder was in the wrong, and Lin Shan was so angry that he couldn't speak. He also knew this disciple of his. Although he was talented, he had done many things to bully people. As his targets were basically yellow or green master level, based on his talent and status, the academy also turned a blind eye. Roar! Lin Shun decisively released the ancient azure dragon and circled around to attack Lu Ji, who was inside the ice wall. The yellow-robed elder was so shocked that he was stunned. This kid actually dared to continue attacking Lu Ji in front of him. "Ha ha ha. Kid, don't worry and F***CK him up. Leave this old bastard to me." Elder Yuan laughed arrogantly. In a flash, he stood beside Lin Shun and stared at the yellow-robed elder. "Old Yuan, you what? That lousy disciple of yours, what is he? Everyone knows in their hearts what kind of person he is." Elder Yuan spat and sneered disdainfully. "Elder Yuan, I'll leave this old bastard to you." Lin Shin smiled and cupped his fists. Then he stepped on a green light whirlwind and swept toward Lu Ji. "All right, let's stop. The outcome has been decided. Lin Shun, you've won. Leave the rest of the punishment to us." At this moment, 2 elegant and handsome male instructors landed in the battle arena and nodded at Lin Shun. "Oh, okay. I promise on my integrity that I won't do anything again." Lin Shun retracted his murderous aura and smiled innocently. Chapter 251. At that moment, a dragon's breath pierced through the ice crystal and cut Lu Ji's dantian. Fresh blood spurted out. "What? Jia!" The yellow-robed elder cried out hoarsely as if he had lost his parents. "I only said that I won't do anything, but I don't know about my great azure dragon." Lin Shin shrugged and smiled indifferently. Lu Ji, this scourge, was a ticking time bomb if he didn't get rid of him. "Lin Shin, you?" The 2 male instructors were also shocked and angry. They didn't expect Lin Chun to attack in front of them. Boom! The yellow-robed elder was full of killing intent and wanted to attack Lin Chun, but Elder Yuan stood in front of him. "Go and check on your disciple. I'm afraid he'll become a cripple if you're too late." Elder Yuan sneered. The yellow-robed elder couldn't care too much. He gritted his teeth and let Lin Shin go for the time being. He smashed the ice crystal with his palm and rushed over. The yellow-robed elder circulated his battle force to heal Lu Ji while checking his injuries. His expression changed. Lu Ji, who was at the end of his rope, was hit by the ancient azure dragon's breath. 80% of his meridians were damaged, and his dantian was broken. It would be a luxury to recover his cultivation, let alone continue cultivating. Sai, this Lu Ji is crippled. So what if he's crippled? Since ancient times, how many blue merit rank prodigies have there been in our Sky Song Academy? How many of them have truly left their names behind? Only purple merit rank prodigies stand at the peak. The rest are just slightly stronger ants. The two elders sighed. Some of the higher-ups pursed their lips in disdain. Force at this moment, a white-haired elder sitting in the higher-ups stood up and said, Student Lin Chun intentionally injured others. He's fined 500,000 points. Instructor Tang, please read out the questions regarding Lu Ji. The white-haired elder signaled with his eyes. The two elegant male instructors nodded slightly. Their spirit storage rings flashed as they flipped through the information in their hands. Student Lu Ji, since the first day he advanced to blue merit rank, he has been oppressing men and tyrannizing women. He has secretly killed students who were expelled. According to current statistics, there are 130 of them. He has raped yellow merit rank and green merit rank female students, 148 of them, stealing the points of male students, intercepting the mission rewards of other students, and other crimes. When the scholarly teacher announced Lu Ji's actions, the light in his eyes completely dimmed and disappeared. His heart was like dead ashes. Many of the freshmen and green rank seniors were shocked. They knew that Lu Ji was not to be trifled with, but they did not expect him to be so sinister. Yu Lin Lin and Lu Lin who were sitting in the front row of the arena spectator seats, were terrified. If Lin Chun did not return to the academy in time, the two of them would not have a good ending. Lin Chun seemed to have expected this. From beginning to end, the corner of his mouth hung coldly and fiercely. According to the Academy's penal code, the evidence of student Lu Ji's crimes is conclusive. He will be executed tomorrow. The moment he flipped open the information in his hand, a male teacher's eyes glistened with tears as he secretly transmitted his voice to Lin Chun. Student Lin Chun, thank you. My cousin died in the hands of this beast. Now, you have finally given me the chance to avenge my cousin and the people who died. Lin Chun was startled. He nodded and cupped his fists towards the teacher. Hearing this result, the yellow-robed elder's eyes lost focus. His hands trembled slightly, as if he had lost his soul. Previously, Lu Ji was like the sun in the sky, and no one dared to touch him. But now, there was a genius like Lin Chun who had appeared out of nowhere to suppress him. Moreover, Lin Chun did not hesitate to kill Lu Ji in front of the higher-ups, giving this teacher a chance to add fuel to the fire. The battle has ended. Winner, student Lin Chun. Elder Chi announced loudly. The moment Lu Ji was taken away by the teacher, all the freshmen cheered. They shouted Lin Chun's name. When he entered the academy, he was already at green merit rank. In less than 2 months, he was promoted to blue merit rank. In just 4 days, he had defeated a blue merit rank senior student. It was as if a new legend was slowly rising in Sky Song Academy. 2 days later, within the Dragon Fire Secret Realm, Lin Chun sat cross-legged in the center of the secret realm, enduring the terrifyingly high temperature. Even his battle chi was burning. The ancient azure dragon wandered within the Dragon Fire Secret Realm, continuously collecting large amounts of attribute light balls for Lin Chun. My fire attribute has already reached the 20 million mark. If I persist for a few more days, I'm afraid it will reach 30 million and above. Lin Chun calculated in his mind as he gazed at the attribute value that was constantly soaring in the system space. After the battle with Lu Ji, Lin Chun already realized the limits of his combat strength. If he only released the ancient azure dragon and did not use any characteristic runes, he could at most contend with a mid-stage Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 6. If the opponent's cultivation method and mental cultivation method were top-notch, then Lin Chun could at most contend with them, or even escape. If he used the characteristic runes, he could wrestle with a late stage, or even a peak Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 6. As for a Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 7, it was completely unknown. Until now, Lin Shun had not officially fought with a Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 7. And the stronger the opponent, the less Lin Chen's characteristic runes could affect the opponent. Just like the last woman he met in the Thousand Moon Pagoda, as strong as Lin Chen's level 3 delaying rune was, it could only restrict her battle chi by half. It could not completely restrict the opponent's movements like before. I have to become stronger at full speed during this period of time and increase my trump card by several times. Lin Chen's heart was ruthless as he secretly made up his mind. This time, Lin Shun was unusually quiet. He had been cultivating in seclusion in the academy. This time, a full 2 months had passed. In these 2 months, Lin Shun entered the Void, Thunder Island, 10,000 Mountains Hidden Realm, Spirit House, Dragon Fire Hidden Realm, Heavenly Frost Hidden Realm, Demonic Blade Hidden Realm, Golden Skeleton Hidden Realm, Savage Hidden Realm, and so on. The degree of desperation in his cultivation made even the higher-ups and elders worried about him. Lin Shun took away all the attribute light balls in these hidden realms. The extremely high-quality attribute light balls left behind by the previous generations of prodigies were all absorbed into Lin Shen's body. 75 days later, in the Hidden Realm Training Hall, prodigies gathered and were in heated discussions. Many gazes were filled with anticipation as they looked at the list of hidden realms in the Hidden Realm Training Hall. Today was the day of the Academy's annual contribution points distribution. Students of the Green Merit rank and above would be able to obtain quite a good reward points. Everyone could not wait to come here to choose the hidden realms they wanted to enter. After entering the Spiritual Battle Pagoda, I should be able to advance to Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 2. The Great Desert Hidden Realm costs 20,000 points a day. It's so expensive, but for the sake of breaking through my yellow sand 10,000 miles technique, I'll get my all. Just as many students were making up their minds to choose their cultivation hidden realms, a beam of light suddenly shone into the training hall. Everyone looked over with rapt attention. The elder who was guarding the training hall also glanced over with interest. Oh, it's actually a spatial teleportation bag from the Demon Hidden Realm. Just who is this person who dares to enter the Demon Hidden Realm? Boom! Just as the elder's voice fell, a terrifying killing intent descended upon the training hall. All the students present were shocked to the spot, unable to move. Chapter 252. This murderous aura seemed to have materialized, and even the elder was shocked. Whoosh! A figure walked out from the pillar of light and withdrew the murderous aura. A silver-robed young man with a harmless smile appeared in front of everyone. There was a light green spiritual jade hanging on his waist. Sorry, everyone. I've been cultivating in the evil spirit secret realm for too long and forgot that it's time to return. It's Lin Shun. All the students sucked in a breath of cold air. The current Lin Shun was completely different from 2 months ago. Many of the Blue Merit rank students just glanced at him, and their bodies emitted a warning signal of extreme danger. Even though Lin Shun had withdrawn his murderous aura, the pressure he exuded was like an Azura walking out from a sea of blood and a mountain of corpses. That spiritual jade belongs to one of the strongest evil spirits in the evil spirit secret realm, the Een Devouring Ghost. Why you actually killed the Een Devouring Ghost? When the elder saw the spiritual jade hanging on Lin Chen's waist, he was completely shocked. There were only a few dozen Een Devouring Ghosts in the entire evil spirit secret realm. They were extremely hard to kill and had the strength of a Heaven Star Border Stage 6 or Stage 7. They also had their own nests and subordinates. They basically roamed the depths of the evil spirit secret realm and had nests everywhere. Even a Blue Merit rank prodigy would find it hard to kill one. Oh, Elder, you're talking about this. I happened to bump into it when I was cultivating. I remember that it was worth a few 100,000 points, so I casually destroyed it. I still have things to do, so I won't chat with everyone. Lin Shen casually waved his hand and said with a smile. With a leap, he turned into a streak of green light and flashed dozens of li away, leaving the secret realm hall behind, leaving behind a group of students who were almost going crazy. Conveniently, an evil spirit that was comparable to a Heaven Star Border Stage 6 and above, and you actually said that you casually killed it? Are you still speaking like a human? How are we supposed to live? In the freshman dormitory, Lin Shun was soaking in the hot spring to relieve his fatigue while opening the system. Heavenly Tao Possession System version 3.0 Host Lin Shun Cultivation Late Stage Heaven Star Border Stage 3 Limit 80 Dragon Power Blood Energy 8,867,300,000 points. Battle Chi Essence 4,741 million points. Spiritual Power 1,800,000 Cultivation Method Essence 19. 2 million points. Mental Cultivation Method 9 Tribulations of Creation 55%. Cultivation Techniques Taisher Holy Scripture 60%. Azura 9 Brilliant Transformations Incomplete 3 Pure Spiritual Water Seal Demonic Might Wild Thunder Heavenly Freezing Finger. Special Treasure or Cultivation Method True Flame Purple Phoenix Wings 100%. Bloodline Energy Possessed 3 types at most 21,000 points of Azure Dragon Bloodline 10,000 points of Purple Golden Pupils Bloodline. Characteristic Runes Level 3 Slowing Rune Level 2 Corrosion Rune Upgradable Level 3 Charging Rune. Rune Energy 18. 9 million points. Energy of each element. Fire Element 58. 99 million points. Earth Element 53. 5 million points. Wood Element 51. For million points, Metal Element 61. For million points, Water Element 80. 1 million points. Lightning 81. 5 million points. Wind 51. 0.5 million points. Light 60. 21 million points. Dark 60. 91 million points. Phew, after spending 10 million points, I've finally raised all my elemental attributes. Lin Chun sighed in his heart. In these 2 months of crazy closed-door training, he had collected almost all the attribute light balls left in the Academy's cultivation secret realms. His cultivation method essence, blood essence, battle aura essence, and various elemental attribute energy values had improved by leaps and bounds as he picked up attribute light balls and cultivated like crazy. In terms of cultivation, Lin Chen's foundation was extremely high. He had only risen from the early stage of Tier 3 to the late stage. However, his combat power had increased by several levels compared to before. There was no other reason. As a basic attribute, his elemental energy was several times higher than before. His battle chi cultivation did not have much of a breakthrough, but his mental cultivation method had improved by leaps and bounds. Big Brother Lin Chun, are you there? I heard that you've come out of closed-door training. Haidang and I are here to see you. Haidang has already advanced to the green merit level. I heard that the blue merit level senior sister, Lu Ying, wants to invite you to go on a mission together. While Lin Chen's attention was focused on the system space, 2 beautiful figures pushed open the door and barged into Lin Chen's hot spring area. So it's Haidang and Linlin. Only then did Lin Chen react. The 2 beautiful women in front of him were staring at him with flushed cheeks. Yin Haidang covered her face and peeked through the gaps between her fingers. Yu Linlin, on the other hand, was staring boldly at Lin Chen's chest and collarbone. Her beautiful eyes were filled with intense splendor. Class Rep Lin Chun, that blue merit level senior sister, Lu Ying, asked us to bring you a letter. She has a team mission and wants to invite you to work together. Yin Haidang was a little bashful and coy. She even patted Yu Linlin, who was engrossed in watching. All right, I'll go over now. It's been a long time since I've been out for some exercise. Lin Chen stood up with a towel wrapped around his waist. Unexpectedly, the moment the towel fell off, the two beautiful girls saw an unforgettable scene on the 17th floor of the mission hall. Lin Shun, dressed in a brand new silver robe, stepped into the hall on the 17th floor. Junior Lin Shun, you're finally here. Lu Ying smiled beautifully like a flower and stood up to welcome Lin Shun. Is this the famous Junior Lin Shun? I'm Yi Xing. I've long heard a junior's great name. A young man, carrying a sword, followed closely behind. He cupped his fists politely and stood in front of Lu Ying. A strange light flashed across his eyes. This person's cultivation aura was already at the mid-stage of Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 6. Lin Shun only nodded at him. He didn't want to be on good terms with anyone. Hee. Lin Shun brat, there's a mission that suits you. Coincidentally, you've come out of seclusion. I wonder if you're interested. Elder Yuan was also sitting in the hall, biting on his roasted lamb leg and chuckling. The corner of Lin Shun's mouth twitched. He smiled and said, Elder Yuan, I'm afraid you've forgotten the power of my respect, the Elder's fist. Elder Yuan was shocked and hurriedly waved his hand. Don't misunderstand. This time, I'm not making a decision for you. You decide for yourself. Lin Shun turned his gaze to the light screen in the mission hall. The dazzling blue words flickered in the air. Lan Sun Intermediate Mission. Encircle and annihilate 4 rank 5 intermediate dragons that barged into the Han clan's borders. Mission reward, 700 points. If you can't annihilate all of them, each dragon will be awarded 1 million points. These 4 dragons have the strength of a Heaven Dipper Realm Level 5 martial artist. This mission requires a person who has a deep understanding of the dragon race. Because the Lan Sun student who meets the requirements in the academy is out, only you who possesses the ancient Azure Dragon meets the requirements. One thing to note is that the last time, there were 2 powerful Lan Sun seniors who formed a team to carry out this mission, but they failed. Perhaps something happened at that time. The students who carried out this mission have yet to return. They've been missing for several months. You have to be extra careful. The white-robed lowly, sitting at the front of the hall, said solemnly to everyone. Her pair of jade eyes were filled with autumn water. From time to time, she would cast curious glances at Lin Shun. One mission is worth 1 million points. If it's worth my effort, then I'll accept it. Lin Shun's eyes emitted a strong confidence that surged like the wind and clouds. Chapter 253. 3 days later, Han family's territory saw Sky Valley. The ancient Han family used to be an all-powerful ancient family 100,000 years ago, but due to unknown reasons, they declined and were squeezed out of the super forces. Outside Saw Sky Mountain, in a small valley, 4 figures were sitting cross-legged in the air with a spatial barrier. Why can't I sense the aura of rank 5 Beast 114 in Saw Sky Mountain? Yi Xing frowned as he sat in the air. Why don't we just charge in? The other red-browed young man made a throat-slitting gesture with his giant axe behind his back. No, there's something strange in that valley. At this time, Lin Shun suddenly spoke. His purple gold, I couldn't see through the valley, and even his killing and misfortune were blocked. This was the first time Lin Shun encountered such a situation after his purple gold. I reached the level of creating something out of nothing. Junior Lin Shun, why do you say that? Lu Ying turned her curious green eyes and asked. I can't tell you the exact reason, but it's best not to go near that valley. Lin Shun continued to use his purple gold eye to investigate, and he felt that the valley was very strange. Are you afraid, Junior? Don't worry, I'll be leading you this time. You only need to delay 1 dragon. You don't need to risk your life. Yi Xing smiled, but there was a hint of mockery in his expression and tone. He was a blue military rank student who returned later, and he had some doubts about Lin Shun's victory over Lu Ji. Moreover, he was much stronger than Lu Ji. Your mouth is on your face, whether you like to eat shit or talk nonsense. It's your own business. Lin Shun sneered in disdain. A trace of killing intent flashed across Yi Xing's eyes as he put on a fake smile. You're as good at talking as the legends say, but a cowardly trash like you can stay here. After saying that, Yixing leaped and took the red-browed young man with him. Lu Ying hesitated, but could only follow Yixing. He was the leader of this operation, and Lu Ying could only listen to him. Lin Chen shook his head and laughed in spite of himself. He stomped on the ground with the tip of his foot, and a green gust of wind swept past as he followed behind the three people. Right now, the only way to find out was to enter the valley. Since Yixing wanted to be a brute, Lin Fan was more than happy to follow him. Approaching the Saw Sky Mountain, this place was shrouded in fog. Everywhere was hazy and quiet. Lin Chen narrowed his eyes. Some areas here were already filled with the stench of blood and decay. There were no longer any living creatures in the entire valley. The four of them flew into the valley at an extremely fast speed. In just a short moment, they were close to the central region of the valley. Boom! All of a sudden, the earth's crust shifted. Blood-red web-like dragon's breath shot out and enveloped the four people. Lin Chen remained calm and collected. With a flick of his finger, a lightning mark appeared at a corner outside the dragon breath. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The three of them reacted extremely quickly and instantly launched their attacks. 3 different types of battle chi attacks covered the sky and the sun, bombarding the dragon's aura net that enveloped the 4 of them. TSK, TSK. The moment the battle chi attacks came into contact with the dragon's aura net, more than half of their attack power was instantly corroded. Tisk, TSK, Tisk, boss was right. As long as we don't kill the humans from last time, there will be more humans coming. TSK, TSK. These 4 people should be ready to be eaten, right? Don't be anxious. Let's listen to boss first. The 3 dragons circled around the 4 of them. The air was filled with blood and heat waves. Dark shadows covered the sky, and the dragon heads were like crocodiles. Lightning descended like a forest, and a 4-clawed lightning dragon emerged from the sea of lightning. It's actually the Dark Soul Dragon, Bloodthirsty Slaughter Horn Dragon, and Thousand Lightning Dragon. All of them are top-notch evil dragons. Something's not right. They can speak human language. Evil dragons aren't as intelligent as them. Lu Ying, the red-browed youth, and Chu Xiong exclaimed in shock. It's 3 rank 5 high-grade evil dragons. The weakest of them is comparable to a mid-stage Heaven Star Border Stage 6. Lin Chen narrowed his eyes. The difference between this and the original intelligence report was huge. The difficulty of this mission was already at the rank of a blue merit. That's because I bestowed them with intelligence. TSK, TSK, TSK. I didn't expect 3 geniuses from the Heavenly Song Academy to come this time. Looks like I can officially enter the peak of rank 5 high grade. At this moment, the situation suddenly changed. Beautiful and demonic green clouds appeared in the valley. Within a 10,000-mile radius of the Saw Sky Mountain, everything was shrouded in green demonic fog. It was as if everything had sunk into a bottomless pit. What entered everyone's eyes was a noble figure standing on the green clouds. He was dressed in white, and his entire body was covered in a glassy dragon's aura. His face was like white jade, handsome and demonic. It was hard to tell if he was male or female, but his brows revealed the nobility of a superior. What was even stranger was that behind him, there was a huge green scale dragon tail swaying. On both sides of the dragon tail, there were 2 figures tied together. There were the Blue Merit students who carried out this mission previously. It's Xia Feiyu and Lin Tianjian. The 2 of them were captured alive. Lu Ying and Chu Xiong sucked in a breath of cold air. Mutated demonic dragon? Yixing cried out in shock. Even someone as strong as him, who was in the middle stage of rank 6, showed fear in front of this white-robed person. Within the dragon race, there was a type of dragon that was even more bizarre than the evil dragon. That was the demonic dragon with a mutated bloodline. The evil dragon didn't have the intelligence of most high-grade life forms, but it had an abnormally powerful body, and it was ruthless and savage. The demonic dragon was a strange dragon race that awakened all sorts of strange abilities after its bloodline mutated. But its lifespan was usually short, so it needed to grow several times faster than normal beasts to improve itself. For this reason, every demonic dragon was extremely cunning and savage. The intelligence of a demonic dragon was usually much higher than other beasts of the same rank. It wasn't an exaggeration to say that its intelligence was comparable to a spiritual-type beast. After it captured the 2 Blue Merit students, it was to cast a long line to catch a big fish. This demonic dragon's strength is comparable to a Heaven Star Border Stage 7 and above. I'm afraid it's going to be dangerous this time. Lin Shun unconsciously took a few steps back. His purple gold eyes could see the entire structure of the valley. In this dangerous situation, he even discovered many attribute light balls. Damn it, why is there such a huge gap in the mission? Let's split up and retreat. Yi Xing and Chu Xiong pulled out their swords and swung their axes. Heaven and earth were twisted as the 2 of them used their ultimate techniques. They were trying to stall for time. Mantis trying to stop a chariot. Break. The demonic dragon figure stretched out an arm and transformed it into a green-scaled dragon claw. Its strength was so strong that it could sweep through the galaxy and shatter the 2's attack. It even pushed the 2 of them back dozens of miles. Damn it, the demonic fog barrier here has isolated us from the outside world. I can't open it all. Lu Ying wanted to open up a gap, but she realized that she couldn't break through the barrier at all. Lin Shun remained calm and collected. In the center of his palm, destructive energy was circulating. Chapter 254. All of you, attack together and destroy them. Demon Dragon sneered, and the other 3 dragons attacked violently. Their dragon claws tore through the mountains. At the critical moment, Yi Xing clenched his teeth and swung the sword in his hand, slashing a few 1,000 feet long ribbons. He pushed his palm forward and pushed Lu Ying in the direction of the 3 dragons. Yi Xing, you. Lu Ying was shocked and angry at the same time. The winner is king and the loser is a bandit. Junior Lu Ying, I'm sorry. The sword in Yi Xing's hand emitted the most brilliant sword aura. He slashed the boundless universe apart and created a gap in the boundary of demonic fog before he fled. Humans? Trying to escape? It's not that easy. You guys take care of these 3 trash. I'll be back soon. Demon Dragon sneered and led the 2 Lan Sun students into the void to chase after Yi Xing. Lu Ying clenched her teeth and waved her hand, forming a blue barrier. With a light tap of her slender finger, the bloodthirsty horned dragon that was pouncing over was stopped in its tracks. The rapidly spinning water blue ribbon bound the bloodthirsty horned dragon like a rope, violently flipping its over 1,000 feet long body and smashing it to the ground, smashing 3 mountains along the way into pieces. Bang! The lightning dragon claw tore down at the speed of light and destroyed the blue barrier around Lu Ying. Lu Ying had just broken through to Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 6 in the past 2 months. She could deal with 1 evil dragon, but 2 would pale in comparison. Roar! Die! Human, I'm going to eat you! The bloodthirsty horned dragon roared and spat out 3 bolts of lightning as thick as dragons. Lu Ying's lips were stained with blood. Seeing that the lightning was about to strike, her green eyes were filled with the will to fight back. Chi! Bang! The blue ribbons with faint purple flames swept past. The moment Lu Ying was taken away, the dark battle chi wheel spun and shattered the lightning, leaving behind a lingering electric glow. The electric glow illuminated the beauty's surprised face. Lin Shun hugged the beauty's soft waist with one hand and held the black abyss with the other. His spear skills were like the birth of a wild dragon. Demonic battle of 1,000 thunder. Boom! The green lightning spear moved forward like a peacock spreading its tail. Every strike pierced into the bloodthirsty horned dragon's scales, causing it to roar in pain. Boom! The wind and clouds changed, and an ancient green dragon appeared out of nowhere. With 220 dragon power points in its claws, it grabbed the bloodthirsty horned dragon's spine. The ancient azure dragon bit the Fuqian lightning dragon and twisted its body. With a death roll, the Fuqian lightning dragon's scales and body were twisted into a bloody mess. Junior Lin Chun, your azure dragon has such strength. It's almost the same as Heaven Dipper Realm Middle Stage. Luing blushed and exclaimed in surprise. Lin's eyes, Lin Chen's eyes, horn dragon. He snapped his fingers slightly, and a thunderbolt exploded on the other side of the demonic fog enchantment, creating a gap. Lin Chen smiled faintly. Senior Luing, go and help Senior Chu Xiao. Escape after you get rid of the dragon. Leave this to me. Luing looked at Lin Chen deeply. She blushed and nodded. Then, she left Lin Chen's arms and went to Chu Xiong, who was fighting with the Dark Soul Dragon. Human, who the hell are you? Why did this dragon come out of your body? Damn it, I'm going to swallow you today. The bloodthirsty horned dragon and the bloodthirsty horned dragon crawled up from the ground and roared angrily. Dragons that are comparable to mid-stage and late-stage stage 6 evil horned dragon. It's not bad to use them as a warm-up. Lin Chen smiled. He started to transform his bloodline energy. 10,000 thunderbolts. He stomped on the air and the ground shook. 10 golden stone walls covered with golden chi broke out from the ground. The golden stone wall surrounded the area within a radius of 100 miles. It soared into the sky and trapped the 2 dragons within. How dare you trap us? You're courting death. Roar. The bloodthirsty horned dragon spat out a blood-colored storm, but it only left a faint scratch on the golden stone walls. What kind of technique is this human using? Why are these battle aura walls so hard? As the bloodthirsty horned dragon roared, the bloodthirsty horned dragon flew into the sky. The dragon horns on its head flashed with destructive lightning. Heaven's destruction, hidden lightning. The light purple lightning shot into the sky. It was as thick as a pillar. Wherever it passed, space would shatter and air would collapse. It went straight for Lin Chen in the sky. Recharge rune. Wild lightning meteor. Lin Chen pointed his spear. As his lightning-type bloodline activated, green lightning appeared in the lightning storm and swallowed the light purple lightning pillar like a giant beast. Roar! At the same time, the ancient azure dragon soared into the sky and crushed the stars with its tail. With a furious slap, it sent the Fuqian thunder dragon back into the Gungjin prison that Lin Chen had prepared for it. The rune energy in Lin Chen's system started to decrease by 100,000 points. The recharge rune was used again and again. Ka, ka, pa, pa. Dark green vines with inextinguishable vitality broke out of the ground. Thousands of vines wrapped around the 2 dragons. There's something wrong with this human. Why does he have so many different elemental battle auras? Quick, fight it out with him. We must hold on until boss comes back. As the 2 dragons struggled, the wood elemental battle aura burned with a high temperature that could burn rivers and boil seas. The green vines burned their wounds, and the pain caused them to disperse the attack that they had just been preparing. Recharge rune, frozen sky finger. The moment Lin Chen pointed his finger, ice froze 1,000 miles and froze the 9 provinces. Snow started to fall within hundreds of miles. Frost covered the ground. The 2 dragons were frozen by Lin Chen on the spot. Crack, crack. Cracks appeared on the 2 huge ice sculptures. Just as the 2 dragons were about to fight back, the ancient azure dragon roared angrily. Its claws were filled with dragon breath, and light blades suddenly slammed down. Azure dragon, soul, rending claw. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. The dancing green blades were like a storm, cutting through their flesh under the cold temperature. Once again, they ravaged the 2 crouching thunder dragons and bloodthirsty horned dragons. Large amounts of elemental light balls fell out. Lin Chen ignored them completely. His spear was like a lightning dragon. One spear pierced through the sea of stars and burst forth with endless lightning. Recharge rune. 3rd style, desolation descends. Boom! Resplendent lightning flashed in the sky, saw Mountain Valley. The vast lightning dragon flashed, taking away the shock and destruction. Lu Ying and Chu Xiong, who were in the middle of a fierce battle and hadn't had time to leave, were dumbfounded. The previously indestructible heptagold rock wall was pierced through by Lin Shun, creating a hole that spanned 1,000 feet. From east to west, the bodies of the two ice sculptures of the dragon race were completely pierced through. The spear tip flattened the four seas and pierced through half of the sky, saw Mountain Valley. Even the Dark Soul Dragon showed an instinctive fear. The spear pierced through two high-level rank 5 evil dragons, and more than half of the sky saw Mountain Valley. This junior Lin Shun, how much stronger has he become in the past 2 months? Lu Ying's heart trembled. She covered her red lips and said in shock. Chapter 255. In the time it took for a spark to fly off a piece of flint, the current Lin Shun was so strong that even the Blue Merit students felt fear. This was the true terror of the 9 calamities of creation mental cultivation method. Lin Shun might not have a breakthrough in his battle chi realm, but his elemental attributes were much higher than before. With the combination of the charging rune and the ancient azure dragon, Lin Shun would be invincible under Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 7, except for legendary saint children or some special geniuses. Host has received 8 million points of chi and blood energy, 500,000 points of lightning energy, 7 million points of chi and blood energy, 100,000 points of rune energy. The ancient azure dragon swept across and took away a large amount of attribute light balls. Its chi and blood began to soar, and its dragon force also began to slowly increase. Lin Chen's gaze turned and landed on the Dark Soul Dragon that was 100 miles away. Chu Xiong and Lu Ying had a tacit understanding and immediately used their movement techniques to surround the Dark Soul Dragon. Damn it, this damned human. I only ate one of his arms, and he still managed to escape. What a pity. The white-robed figure, transformed from the demonic dragon, held a few pieces of bloody flesh in his mouth. He stepped on the air and returned to his previous position. Just as it was about to consider which of these humans to eat first, the scene in front of it caused it to turn pale with fright. 3 gigantic dragon bodies were lying in the ravaged Saw Sky Mountain Valley. The Fu Qian Lightning Dragon, Bloodthirsty Horn Dragon, and Dark Soul Dragon were all dead. What's going on? That group of humans doesn't have the strength to kill all 3 of them. The white figure that was the demonic dragon was shocked. Because its expression was too distorted, the layer of human skin that it was disguised as cracked. A ferocious azure dragon revealed its ferocious dragon teeth and dragon scales from the human skin. That's because you forced me to ignore you, Lord Demonic Dragon. A few hundred miles away, on a mountain cliff, Lin Shun was biting on a spirit fruit and looking at the variant azure dragon with a mocking expression. It's you? That Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 3 human trash? Chi. The human skin fell off, and the demonic dragon revealed its true form with a furious roar. Its true form was even more bizarre than that of other dragons. It had the head of a Qilin, the body of an azure dragon, the wings of a phoenix, and 4 jade-like claws. Its spiral barbed horn was emitting a baleful aura that filled the heavens and earth. The dragon's body, which was 20,000 feet long, floated in the air like a small mountain range. Green mist and dragon breath surged all over its body, giving it a sinister aura. Lin Chen's expression finally revealed a trace of seriousness. It was a mutant azure dragon. When this demonic dragon maintains its human form, it can already exert the strength of Heavenly Dipper Realm 7th layer early stage. Now it shows its true body. It is close to the 7th layer late stage. Humans die. The demon dragon roared angrily. It raised its dragon claw and slashed. For green blades pierced through the clouds and the sun. They tore through the mountains and cracked the earth. Bang, bang, bang. The green blade of dragon breath came crashing down, tearing 10,000 feet tall mountains in its path into two halves. Rip! Lin Chen's figure was torn in two. It was an afterimage. In the air, 3,000 feet away, Lin Chen's figure appeared. His gaze was focused on the demonic dragon's claw, and he was secretly shocked. If I were to face it head-on in my current state, I'm afraid I won't even be able to receive 4 of its claws. Even if it is an ancient azure dragon whose dragon force has risen to the 6th layer late stage, under the premise of meeting force with force, I'm afraid I will be torn apart within 30 rounds. This is a formidable opponent. It's time to test out my trump card. Roar. The demonic dragon's roar shattered the mountains and rivers. The dragon's roar exploded. The dragon's roar crushed many of the mountains in the Saw Sky Mountain Valley, turning them into fine powder. Layers of mushroom clouds rose. Lin Chen activated his spiritual defense of spirit transformation realm middle stage. Lin Chen bit his left thumb and wiped the blood on his right palm. His index and middle fingers changed and formed a never-before-seen primordial blood seal. Azura 9 Brilliance Transformation. First Layer Transformation. Sky Water. Boom! A crystal-clear azure light pillar rose up with Lin Chen as the center. The water-type battle chi danced in the sky like a tide. His battle chi cultivation stepped into Heaven Dipper Realm 4th layer in less than half a breath's time. 4th layer early stage, middle stage, late stage, peak. What is that? A special secret technique of the human race? Just as the demonic dragon's heart was about to become uneasy, Lin Chen's palm clenched and his hand's seal changed again. Still not enough. This bit of strength is still not enough to kill it. Azura 9 Brilliance Transformation. 2nd Layer Transformation. Lightning Punishment. Rumble. Thunder rumbled and green lightning flashed like light. Hundreds of thousands of lightning bolts descended upon all living things and were released continuously with Lin Chen as the center. His battle chi cultivation broke through the shackles once again. 5th layer early stage, 5th layer middle stage, 5th layer late stage. When he opened his eyes, it was as if there were 2 worlds of lightning hidden in the depths of his pupils. They were as deep as the sea, and one look was as heavy as 1,000 caddies. Chi! Bang! Thick lightning exploded on the ground. With just one look from Lin Chen, the earth veins under his feet burst open dozens of miles of cracks. It was as if endless power from Lin Chen's dantian filled his meridians, bones, spirit, and even his whole body and fighting spirit. They were all filled with violent and heaven-defying battle intent. Lin Chen even had the illusion that he could break the sun, moon, mountains, and rivers by raising his hand. Oh my God, what kind of secret technique is that? I have never seen such a powerful secret technique that can cross 2 layers of Heaven Dipper Realm. Lu Ying and Chu Xiong, who were watching the battle from afar, swallowed their saliva. At first, when Lin Chen told them to retreat and watch the battle, they were not convinced that they would only be a hindrance. Now, it seemed that it was not an exaggeration at all. It's just a 5th layer late stage cultivation. I will eat you today, and then eat those 2 guys too. The demonic dragon was fearless. Its dragon body twisted and raised its dragon claws to crush at an extremely fast speed. Squinting his eyes, Lin Chen integrated the ancient azure dragon's 300 dragon power into his body with a thought. Gold attribute energy bloodline. The indestructible gung metal palm brazenly slapped the demonic dragon's claws with the power to uproot mountains and rivers, causing an explosion of air waves. Rip! Another claw came. Lin Chen's golden light turned, and his legs swept across like a battle axe, causing an energy storm to explode. The green light whirlwind stepped on the void, and the purple phoenix wings flapped. Lin Chen teleported dozens of miles in one step. Lowly human, how can you compare with me? Go to hell. The dragon's tail swept over diagonally, distorting the space. Its pure power was almost twice as strong as Lin Chen's. Streaks of dragon's breath blades shot out from the dragon's tail. Lin Shen was forced to retreat to the position of the dragon's tail in a few flashes, blocking all his escape routes. Bang, bang, bang. The streaks of dragon's breath blades split the ground, cutting out cracks thousands of meters deep. It was like an abyss, and its power was terrifying. Spinning in the air, Lin Shen dodged the last streaks of dragon's breath blades. The dragon's tail was close at hand. His feet were facing the sky, and his head was facing the ground. He held the black abyss tightly with both hands, and the spear's body burst forth with endless power. Charging rune, wild thunder meteor. Chi. Bang. The earth-shattering wind waves destroyed everything within 100 miles, and the cracks in the ground continued to rise. Giant python-like cracks continuously appeared in the space, quietly spreading across the entire sky. The aftermath of the collision between the man and dragon was like a meteorite falling on the continent. The vines, which were as tough as the heavens and earth, flickered with green light and lightning. The violent lightning kept the vines in a state of numbness. Boom! A dazzling light column of battle chi descended from the sky and suppressed the demonic dragon. At this moment, Lin Shen used a total of 8 types of battle chi to restrain the demonic dragon's body. The 8 different elemental battle chis intertwined with each other, each with their own unique uses. Under the premise of not using the charging rune, Lin Shen suppressed the mutated green dragon that was infinitely close to the late stage of Heavenly Dipper Realm Stage 5 cultivation base. In the past, Lin Shen would never have been able to do such a thing. In this seclusion for more than 2 months, in addition to crazily cultivating and collecting attribute light balls, Lin Shen most importantly sublimated his combat ability by several levels. Of course, the premise was that Lin Shen used the charging rune superimposed frozen sky finger to hit the demonic dragon's body, freezing part of its strength and creating a unique opportunity. A powerhouse above Heavenly Dipper Realm Stage 7 would never easily reveal such a fatal flaw. So Lin Shen's move must rely on the right time, place, and people. What a strange human. I admit my defeat today. When we meet again in the future, I will take your dog life. The demonic dragon roared hysterically. At this moment, it finally realized that it could not defeat this young human. The body began to shrink continuously, quickly changing into a dragon body less than 100 feet, and was about to escape. All the elemental battle chis were almost completely locked on it. As its body became smaller, Lin Shen's wood elemental vines and golden rock wall also became smaller. The light elemental battle chi's light beam condensed even more power, constantly bombarding its head. It could not even lift its head. How is this possible? In the demonic dragon's ruthless and cunning dragon eyes, a trace of panic flashed across for the first time. From the beginning of the battle until now, it was the first time it felt the fear of death from the bottom of its heart. It, who had the absolute advantage in strength, had never imagined that it would be suppressed by a young human like this. If you tried to escape at the beginning, I might have to use some trump cards to deal with you, but now you only have a dead end. At this time, Lin Shen, who had leaped into the air, was thousands of feet above the ground. All the lightning elemental battle chi condensed in the dark abyss spear. No, don't kill me, human. I can be your ally and help you to deal with the opponent that threatens you. Don't you humans have many opponents who scheme against each other? I can help you. The demonic dragon roared in fear, and Lin Shen's lips curled into a cold smile. No need. Die. Lin Shen directly activated the charging rune, the third style of demonic might wild thunder. Prestige descends to 8 desolations. The tip of the spear was like a wild dragon, condensing into a vast lightning dragon that flattened the void, bursting with world-destroying lightning, extinguishing in a flash. I'll fight you to the death. The demonic dragon's body ignited. It had missed the best opportunity to self-destruct due to its fear. Lin Chen's prestige descends to 8 desolations was extremely fast, and in a thousandth of a breath's time, its body was completely penetrated. Rumble. The lightning dragon flattened the 8 desolations, piercing through the entire sky, saw valley. Lin Chen, who had used the Azura's 9 brilliance transformation, was nearly 10 times stronger than when he used the charging rune. After the lightning dragon passed away, it took away both the amazement and the life and death. The sky saw valley no longer existed, and the demonic dragon's corpse was only left with 2 pieces of its body, as well as attribute light balls all over the ground. Chu Xiong and Lu Ying stared blankly at the sky saw valley that had been razed to the ground, and other than shock in their hearts, they were speechless. One person slaughtered 4 dragons. Every single one of them had the strength of Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 6 and above. With such a battle record, it could be said that the current Lin Chen already had the strength to squeeze into the top 200 Lan Sun prodigies. Pucci. A mouthful of blood spurted out. Lin Chen clutched his chest and knelt on one knee in the air, panting like a cow. Boundless weakness surged like a tidal wave. His meridians were twisting, and the vitality of his flesh was withering. Even a 9-colored battle spirit in his Dantian had dimmed by 30%. This Azura's 9 brilliance transformation really can't be used carelessly. Damn it, the price is really terrifying. Lin Chen resisted the dizziness as he vaguely saw a few figures appear in the sky. One of them was a person adorned with frost, and her silver hair was like a pile of snow. That familiar face made Lin Chen's spirit rise slightly. It was actually Han Yiji. Chapter 257. With the death of the demonic dragon, the demonic mist that permeated the sky saw valley gradually dissipated. Is that Yiji? Although Lin Chen felt an intense dizziness, he was still curious in his heart. Why would Yiji appear here? I heard Lin, or said that Yiji returned to her family. Family, the declining Han family. Could it be? Lin Chen had an epiphany in his heart. The silhouettes on the horizon immediately flew over. Lu Ying and Chu Xiong also appeared. Are you the elites of the Sky Song Academy? Sorry for the disrespect. We sensed that the battle here was extraordinary, so we immediately set out to take a look. The leading yellow-robed elder cupped his fist respectfully. Han Yiji, who was beside him, exclaimed, "Class Rep Lin Chen, why are you here?" So it's Yiji. Lin Chen's face was pale, and he was about to fall. Han Yiji hurried over to support Lin Chen. Her fair arm was placed on Lin Chen's waist. That faint fragrance was as pure as a daffodil. Lin Chen shuddered and instantly became alert. He forced himself to release the ancient azure dragon. When the 300-meter-long ancient azure dragon came out of Lin Chen's body, it shocked the Han family members. Without caring about other people's gazes, Lin Chen made the ancient azure dragon collect all the attribute light balls around the demonic dragon's body. Host received 2,000 points of azure dragon bloodline, 100 million points of chi and blood, 90 million points of chi and blood, 1,800 points of azure dragon bloodline. Host received a special attribute light ball. Ancient azure dragon's special divine ability, Azure Dragon Shadow. The system screen appeared in his mind one after another, but Lin Chen was not in the mood to look at it. He smiled bitterly. Yiji, let me rest for a while. Before he could finish speaking, Lin Chen fell unconscious in Han Yiji's soft and fragrant arms. 3 days later, the Han family's headquarters, Heavenly Netherworld. As an ancient family, the Han family's foundation was superior to most of the current first-rate forces. The Heavenly Netherworld, located in the southwest region of the Spirit State, was the Han family's headquarters. It covered an area of almost 600,000 square kilometers. Heavenly Netherworld Realm, Flower Talk Palace. In a simple and elegant room, Lin Chen was lying on the bed. His face had regained some color. Han Yiji sat beside the bed. holding Lin Chen's hand with her small white hand, looking worried. Outside the room, the sound of people exclaiming and discussing could be heard faintly. What? Was there a mistake in the intelligence? Those 4 evil dragons are at least type 5? Are the two of you saying that the 4 evil dragons were all killed by this young friend? What a terrifying talent, as expected of a genius from Heavenly Song Academy. I heard that he and Iji graduated from the same branch. Looks like I'll have to find a time to send Iji back to the academy. With such a prodigy leading the way, Iji's future is bright. Lin Chen's eyebrows twitched as if he was disturbed by the noise from the outside world. He slowly opened his eyes. Han Iji was delighted and quickly called out softly, "Class rep, are you okay? Did I faint?" Lin Chen instantly regained consciousness as the powerful qi and blood in his body circulated once again. Although he was still a little weak, Lin Chen was no longer in the same state as when he had just deactivated the Azura 9 Brilliance transformation. This was all thanks to Lin Chen's powerful body refinement and his true water origin scripture. Yes, you were unconscious for 2 days and 2 nights. Class rep, why did you participate in such a dangerous mission? Han Iji's slender hand held a bowl of medicinal soup. She blew off the steam and fed it to Lin Chen naturally as she asked curiously. Yes, actually, there were some changes in the plan. The strength of the 4 evil dragons in the original report did not match, causing us to fall into a dangerous situation. Class rep, you're too amazing. You've only been in the academy for a few months, yet you're able to participate in a mission that only blue merits can carry out. Han Iji stared at Lin Chen in amazement and curiosity. After finishing the medicinal soup, Lin Chen said with a smile, I can't help it. It's all because I'm handsome." Han Iji chuckled. At this moment, a group of people walked into the room. They were the Han family's elders, Lu Ying, and the others. We're lucky to have Lin Chen on this mission. It's our Han family's mistake in the report that caused everyone to fall into a dangerous situation. This old man thanks you on behalf of the Han family. A yellow-robed elder cupped his fists respectfully. All right, then let's not talk about these empty words. Let's talk about something more practical. Lin Chen winked. That elder was startled, and the corners of everyone's mouths twitched slightly. This person really doesn't know how to write the word polite. Then, we'll have to ask you to rest in the Han family for a few months. We'll treat you as a first-class VIP. We'll definitely make sure that Lin Chen is satisfied. Thinking about how extraordinary this kid's potential was, the yellow-robed elder cupped his fists and said with a smile, "Then it's a deal. When the time comes, don't give me any young ladies or beauties to serve me. I, Lin, am a man of principles. I hate this kind of thing very much. If you do it, I will fall out with you." Roar. If you don't believe me, you can try. I'll really fall out with you, Lin Chen said with a straight face. The yellow-robed elder stroked his beard and smiled, understanding what he meant. Yes, of course. We'll definitely strictly follow Lin Chen's principles. Junior Lin Chen, thank you for saving our lives. I wonder if Junior needs any help. Even if it's a mountain of swords or a sea of flames, the two of us will definitely not refuse. At this moment, 2 slender and handsome youths cupped their fists and knelt on one knee. They were Lin Tianjian and Xia Feiyu, who were captured by the 4 evil dragons during their mission. They were also blue merit warriors. There's no need for a mountain of swords or a sea of flames. I just hope that the 2 seniors can take care of the freshmen from the Desolate Regions branch. Lin Chen lifted his palm slightly and lifted the 2 people who were kneeling on one knee. Right, speaking of which, I've always wanted to know. Iji, why were you suddenly summoned back to the clan? Lin Chen turned to look at Han Iji, who smiled bitterly. Because of the alchemy conference held by the clan, I, who has the void spirit physique, was also summoned back to test my talent. But for some reason, although my spiritual power is strong, I can't even successfully cultivate the basic alchemy hand seals. Han Iji's words attracted Lin Chen's attention. He grabbed Han Iji's arm and released his spiritual power to check. In less than 2 breaths, Lin Chen shook his head and smiled. Listen to me. Next time, when you cultivate the alchemy hand seals, directly cultivate the ones above the green rank. Also, when you use the alchemy hand seals, don't concentrate your spiritual power into one. You have to control it with 2 forces. Split into 2. Okay, I'll remember it. The yellow-robed elder's eyes flashed, but he didn't say anything. Junior Lin Chun, it's not convenient for you to return to the academy in your current state. Why don't you rest here for a while? Lu Ying looked worried. Lin Chen smiled and nodded. That's good. I also want to help Yiji. Chapter 258. Help Han Yiji? You're Lin Chen, right? I admit that you have exceptional talent in martial arts, but when it comes to alchemy, it's not your turn to speak. Suddenly, a purple-clothed figure in the room sneered disdainfully. The beauty had slender legs, an oval-shaped face, a jade-like nose, cherry-red lips, and delicate eyebrows. Her appearance was that of a lady from a noble family. Her voluptuous and exquisite figure was a beautiful and sexy scenery. Her cold and elegant face revealed a look of disdain as she sized up Lin Chun. Oh, if this little sister doesn't believe me, then please wait until the day of the test to see the results. How about it? I'm not afraid of making a bet with others. In any case, I'll win anyway. It's really boring. Lin Chun leaned against the bed, crossed his arms, and laughed. If you want to make a bet, then let's make a bet. If I win, then Han Yiji will be kicked out of the Han family forever. At this time, the purple-clothed beauty's words caused the expressions of the 2 Han family elders to change. However, it seemed that the other party's position was extremely high, so the 2 elders didn't dare to refute. Okay, if I win, then you have to accompany me for a night. Lin Chen stared at her long and slender legs and let out a strange laugh. Oomph. Wait until you win, then we'll talk. I'll make Han Yiji scram. The purple-clothed beauty turned around and left with the 2 maids beside her. Seeing Lin Chen staring at the purple-clothed beauty's slender legs, Lu Ying's face turned red. She spat lightly and cursed in her heart. Are all men like this? Only Lin Chen himself knew that although the beauty's legs were beautiful, what attracted his attention was the attribute ball of light shining on the beauty's legs. So annoying. Why do I have to give them to girls every time I pick up an attribute light ball? It makes me look like a pervert. Class leader, could it be? Han Yiji said worriedly. Lin Chen raised his hand, stroked his chin, and laughed. Don't worry. Class leader, I'll teach you well in the coming days. He. Hearing Lin Chen's chilling laughter, many of them felt a sense of unease in their hearts. During these 4 days, Lin Chen was secretly instructing Han Yiji on her alchemy skills. Many of the young prodigies of the Han clan who had heard of this matter were dismissive. There were only a few days left until the clan's alchemy test. How could a fellow who couldn't even learn the basic alchemy hand seals possibly produce any decent results in these few days? Late at night, inside Lin Chen's room, Lin Chen sat cross-legged on the bed, and his consciousness entered the system. Heavenly Tao Possession System version 3.0 host. Lin Chen Cultivation Base. Heavenly Dipper Realm 3rd Layer Late Stage. Maximum Strength 100 Dragon Power. Vitality 11,615,300,000 points. Battle Chi Essence 4,741 million points. Spiritual Power 1. 81 million. Cultivation Method Essence 20. 2 million points. Mental Cultivation Method 9 Tribulations of Creation 55%. Cultivation Techniques Taisher Holy Scripture 61%. Azura 9 Brilliant Transformations Incomplete 3 Pure Spiritual Water Seal Demonic Might Wild Thunder Heavenly Freezing Finger. Special Treasures True Flame Purple Phoenix Wings 100%. Bloodline Energy Possessed Maximum of 3 types 50,000 points of Azure Dragon Bloodline 10,000 points of Purple Golden Eye Special Runes. Slow Rune Level 3 Corrosion Rune Level 2 Upgradable Recharge Rune Level 3 Rune Energy 20.05 million points. Various elemental energies. Fire element 58. 99 million points. Earth element 53. 5 million points. Wood element 51. For million points, metal element 61. For million points, water element 80. 1 million points. Lightning element 98. 5 million points. Wind element 51. 0.5 million points. Light element 60. 21 million points. Dark element 89. 91 million points. After defeating the 3 evil dragons, my lightning, dark, and body refinement energy have all made significant breakthroughs. The most important thing is the green dragon bloodline. That mutated green dragon actually had 29,000 points of bloodline energy, and it even allowed my ancient green dragon to learn a new dragon divine ability. In 2 days, Lin Shun had completely recovered from the aftereffects of using the Azura 9 brilliant transformations. After killing the mutated green dragon, the ancient green dragon's pure strength had reached the level of 400 dragon power, and its attack power was comparable to the peak of Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 6. Green Dragon Shadow can conceal and eliminate its own aura. Unless it's an existence that's a few levels higher, it's hard to detect even a trace of its aura. The Dragon Divine ability that the ancient Green Dragon obtained this time was actually a concealment type of aura concealment type. If my opponent doesn't know that I have an ancient Green Dragon in battle, I can use this divine ability at the crucial moment to eliminate the green dragon's aura before releasing it. Under a full-on sneak attack at close range, even a Heaven Dipper Realm Stage 7 would be killed by me. Lin Chen's eyes lit up. The reason why the mutated green dragon wasn't discovered and encircled by experts was probably because of the existence of this green dragon shadow. With this divine ability, Lin Shun was like a tiger that had grown wings. On the 5th day, the Han family's alchemy test was held. Lin Shun didn't even go to the scene to watch. Some people already thought that he had given up on Han Iji and didn't have any hope. In the afternoon, outside the Flower Lingo Palace, on top of a medicinal garden mountain, a large number of heaven and earth treasures were planted and cultivated here. It was the place where the Han family carefully cultivated medicinal herbs. However, the Han family's alchemy test was held today. Even the medicinal garden here wasn't guarded. Lin Chen walked in easily. Lin Yiqian took a leisurely stroll. Then, an ancient, dark green tree came into view. And this 1,000-year black-green tree is not bad. I remember that there should be a black-green tree heart under the tree root. This is a good thing. After saying that, Lin Chen picked up a black iron hoe from the spirit storage ring and began to dig underground. Lin Chen dug all the way to the northern mountain range. It could be said that he dug 300 feet underground. Wherever he went, it was like a hungry ghost entering the village. Not a single piece of armor was left. All the heaven and earth treasures were dug out by him. Lin Chen, something bad has happened. Lin, what's the situation? At this moment, 7 or 8 elders flew over. Just as they were shouting Lin Chen's name, they realized that the few medicinal gardens outside the Flower Lingo Palace had been dug out. Lin Chen's head popped out a hole on the mountain peak. He revealed an awkward but polite smile. Well, I was just passing by here. I just wanted to take a look at the scenery. After saying that, he stood up from the mountain peak with a black iron hoe on his shoulder. Looking at the hoe that was more than 10 meters long, the elder's eyelids twitched. Who the hell would carry such a huge hoe out to take a look at the scenery? Do you still have any shame? Actually, as an injured weakling, it's very reasonable for me to use the hoe to get rid of some flowers, grass, stones, and rocks when I'm walking, right? Lin Chen put away the hoe without blushing or skipping a beat. Then, the elders saw the necklace strung together by the spirit storage rings on his chest. The corners of their mouths twitched. As I said before, I'm an alchemist. It's very logical for me to carry so many spirit storage rings around with me to take a look at the scenery. All right. I've already heard about your character and style from a few prodigies in the Heavenly Song Academy. We understand. However, something happened at the alchemy conference. I hope you can go and take a look. The yellow-robed elder wiped the sweat from his forehead. Where did this young man learn to be so thick-skinned? Chapter 259. Lin Shen nodded his head with a serious expression. Okay, lead the way. The 8 elders flew into the air, with Lin Chun following closely behind. Huh, what's that? Suddenly, when he flew past the Flower Lingo Palace, Lin Chun discovered that he was in a simple and unadorned hall. There were many dazzling lights of treasures. They were the glows of elemental light balls. That's the heritage pavilion of the Han family. There are many precious elixir recipes and alchemy handprints, as well as the alchemy manuals, insights, and secret manuals recorded by our ancestors. It's one of the most complete and oldest alchemy heritage pavilions in the spiritual state. The yellow-robed elder smiled at Lin Chun and winked meaningfully at him. Only the Han family can enter that place. If you're interested, why don't you become half a member of the Han family? You'll have a chance to enter and take a look. Lin Chun smiled, but didn't say anything. He was thinking about how to enter the Heritage Pavilion. At the Han family's alchemy testing conference. On the alchemy stage in the conference hall, light flashed and a faint medicinal fragrance filled the air. The person beside the cauldron let out a sigh of relief. She held the elixir tightly with her fair hand and smiled. I didn't disappoint the class monitor. The prodigies of the Han family who were under the age of 22 stared at the elixir in Han Yiji's hand, dumbfounded. The elixir had been out of the cauldron for 15 minutes, and they couldn't believe it was real. Level 4. A low-level level 4 elixir. Yiji made a level 4 elixir. Wasn't Han Yiji appraised to have no talent in alchemy? How did she do it? Could it be that genius from the Heavenly Song Academy? The 3 elders of the Han family, sitting high on the stage, were both happy and shocked. The beautiful woman in purple, sitting next to them, turned pale. How is this possible? How can someone who has no foundation in alchemy be able to make a level 4 elixir in just 4 days? What kind of sorcery did he use? The beautiful woman in purple was the Han family's most outstanding alchemy prodigy, Han Ziyun. She was only 23 years old, but she was already a level 5 alchemist. Not only her, but even the 6th-rank alchemist grandmaster of the Han clan had personally mentioned it. Han Yiji's ethereal physique could automatically absorb the heaven and earth spiritual qi and convert it into spiritual qi. The advantage of this special physique would become the greatest hindrance when used in alchemy. She couldn't even use the basic alchemy hand seals. Before this, no one thought that Han Yiji could become an alchemist again. She had the mental strength of a cultivator at the mid-stage of the spirit transformation realm, but she couldn't use it to refine pills. To the Han clan, which revered alchemy above all else, this was equivalent to having wings but not being able to soar into the sky. Originally, I thought that our Han clan had been in decline for 100,000 years, and that the talent of each generation would be worse than the previous one. Who would have thought that there would be a glimmer of hope for the Han clan today? First, there was Han Ziyun, and now there is Han Yiji. The Han clan finally has a glimmer of hope. The 3rd elder of the Han family, Han Sheng, was very excited. Suddenly, a scalp-numbing thought appeared in his mind. Not only him, but all the other elders were the same. They suddenly spoke in unison. Quickly go and invite that genius from the Heavenly Song Academy who taught Han Yiji here. Even a rank 6 alchemy grandmaster had personally come to the conclusion, but it had been broken by a youth. Didn't this mean that he was above the alchemy grandmaster? A youth who had achieved such heaven-defying achievements in both alchemy and battle chi cultivation was definitely the most worthy target for their Han clan to win over. Replying to elders, Elder Han Yu has already personally gone to invite him. The 2 guards cupped their hands and respectfully reported. They clicked their tongues in their hearts. What kind of monster had come out of the Heavenly Song Academy? This was the first time they had seen so many elders panicking. Just as they finished speaking, a clear youth's cursing voice rang out. Yiji, How could you only refine an elementary rank 4 pill? Back then, the class monitor gave you the goal of rank 5. Rank 5. You've almost thrown away all my face. Lynch stepped through the air and landed on the pill platform. He shook his head and sighed. His expression was very lifelike, as if he was an old master who hated iron for not becoming steel. It almost drove everyone crazy. Several rank 5 alchemy masters and elders who were drinking tea nearly choked to death on the spot when they heard this. Was this kid still speaking human language? Rank 5? How difficult was it to become a rank 5 alchemy master? Talent, opportunity, accumulation, and a good teacher were all indispensable. For a person who couldn't even learn the basic alchemy hand seals to transform into a tier 4 alchemist in just 4 days, this was common knowledge that subverted everyone's understanding. You actually still wanted him to transform into a tier 5 alchemist in just a few days. Why don't you go to heaven? Yes, Iji is ashamed. I'm ashamed of the class monitor's careful guidance. In the future, I'll definitely break through to rank 5 as soon as possible. Han Iji smiled faintly. Her eyebrows curved as she spoke with a smile. Seeing this, Lin Chen's face turned red. A youth kicked over his own pill furnace on the spot, angrily flicking his sleeves and leaving. Hey, Han Jin, why are you leaving? The test isn't over yet. Test your ass. I'm not refining anymore. F***, I'm going home to farm. Cough, cough, cough. That Lin Chun. How did you teach Iji to break through to rank 4 alchemy master in such a short time? After inviting Lin Chun and Han Iji to a high position on the stage, the Han family's third elder shamelessly asked for guidance. Lin Chen's serious appearance made everyone feel deep veneration. Just as they were about to listen attentively, he suddenly said something. Because I'm handsome. The elders' mouths twitched slightly. Lin Chen ignored them and turned to look at Han Ziyun with a teasing smile. Looks like this little sister will have to accompany me for a night. Han Ziyun's cheeks flushed red. At the beginning, the two of them bet that Han Iji would not be able to pass the family's alchemy test. The test content was to refine rank 3 and above pills, but Han Iji's results had already squeezed into the top 10 of the younger generation. She had exceeded the passing mark by too much. Han Ziyun wanted to say something, but Lin Chen raised his hand. Don't worry, I will be very gentle. I won't use whips to tie up mantis shrimps or wax to reverse tornadoes. Someone like you isn't even as cute as my little Iji. Just treat it as warming my bed for a night. Lin Chen shrugged. Han Ziyun was so angry that she flew into a rage out of humiliation. Just as she was about to flare up, she was stopped by the elder. Han Iji was holding back her laughter. Han Ziyun usually bullied people of the same age as her. In her eyes, those who did not have talent in alchemy were the family's trash. Seeing her suffer a loss, even the kind Han Iji could not help but secretly laugh. The third elder quickly changed the topic and said seriously, since Lin Chen knows that Han Iji has such a big breakthrough, this old man will take the liberty to ask, Little friend, are you also an alchemist? Lin Chen did not hesitate. He straightened his collar and said seriously, That's right. My alchemy skills are directly proportional to my appearance. Chapter 260. All the elders looked at each other and said in unison, I wonder if little friend can show us your alchemy skills? We have a secret alchemy ceremony for the younger generation. Only the younger generation is qualified to participate. We are currently lacking one person. Oh, alchemy ceremony? What does that have to do with my good looks? Lin Chen shrugged. All the elders understood what he meant. The third elder said solemnly, As long as little friend can help us enter the top 3, our Han family will repay you handsomely. Little friend, you should know that our Han family was once an ancient family. As long as your request is not too harsh, we can fulfill it. At this time, Han Ziyun said doubtfully, Elders, why do you have to choose him? I need a support alchemist who is at least a 5th level intermediate alchemist. Look at him. Ziyun, you are not allowed to question the decision of the elders. The third elder interrupted Han Ziyun. The latter gritted her teeth and glared at Lin Chen bitterly. Oh, then I want to enter your pavilion. Will you allow me to? Of course, I will only study the contents inside. I will not take anything with me. Lin Chen's request made all the elders look at each other. If little friend can help us enter the top 3, of course we can. No, I want to enter now. If you can't meet this condition, then there is no need to talk about anything. Lin Chen ignored them completely. He had never been afraid of psychological warfare. The one who should be anxious now is not him, but them. Then Lin Chen, please show us your alchemy skills. If you can meet the standards in our hearts, we will do as Lin Chen said. The third elder seemed to have made up his mind and looked directly at Lin Chen. No problem. How do you want to test it? Do you want to refine it on the spot? Lin Chen was not afraid of fire. He rolled up his sleeves and smiled. No, there is not much time left until the alchemy ceremony. If you want to test your alchemy skills, it will be too exhausting. You will also have to read the pill formula before the ceremony starts. This way, you will not be able to recover to your best condition before the ceremony. The third elder waved his hand and pointed at the blue balls piled up in the center of the pill platform. These blue balls are used to measure an alchemist's degree of control over spiritual power. As long as young friend can use spiritual power to place more than 100 blue balls into the round frame, young friend will be considered to have passed our standard. When the elder beside him heard this, his expression suddenly changed. Even Han Ziyun had a grave expression on her face. To throw in 100 blue balls, one had to be at least at the Type 5 advanced stage. Out of all the Han family youngsters present, perhaps she was the only one who could do it. Interesting. Lin Chen leaped into the alchemy platform and walked toward the pile of blue balls. All of the Han clan's youngsters were suddenly filled with curiosity and surprise. Could it be that this genius from Heavenly Song Academy was also going to participate in the test? He had spoken so confidently just now. She wondered what kind of results he would get in the test. It is said that when Miss Ziyun participated in the test back then, the highest record was 89 mental energy balls. That was the record from 2 years ago. Who knows what realm Miss Ziyun has reached now? All of the Han clan's young alchemists still held a doubtful attitude towards Lin Chen. After all, cultivating Han Yiji to become a 4th-rank alchemist in just 4 days was really too unimaginable. Lin Chen released his spiritual power and touched the first mental energy ball. A blue ball floated in the air. He originally thought that his spiritual power would feel the weight of this ball, but he didn't expect that it wasn't heavy at all. On the contrary, it was very light. Swish, swish, swish. At this moment, the mental energy ball danced and swayed at an extreme speed. It wasn't under Lin Chen's control at all. It streaked through the air in a disorderly arc. Seeing this scene, all of the young alchemists couldn't help but hold their bellies and laugh. This guy couldn't even stabilize the mental energy ball. Wasn't this too ridiculous? It turned out that he was just bragging before. This was the first time Lin Chen came into contact with this kind of thing. His curiosity was greatly piqued. He continuously poured his spiritual power into the ball, causing it to fly faster and faster. So that's how it is. This is a mental energy ball with extremely poor stability. It needs to be completely fixed with spiritual power and thrown at a desired arc and distance. This can be used to test an alchemist's overall control of spiritual power. As expected of an ancient family, they have quite a lot of methods. After playing with it for a while, Lin Chen already had a rough idea of the structure of this object. The more mental energy balls he threw in, the more it tested the stability of the alchemist's control over spiritual power. But to Lin Chen, it didn't seem that difficult. Lin Chen suddenly circulated the Genesis Holy Scripture and tightened his spiritual power. Wong! The dancing mental energy ball emitted a sharp spiritual wave and immediately froze in the air. In the next instant, it was thrown in a perfect arc and shot into a circular frame 30 meters away. This is too simple. Lin Chen shook his head in disappointment. Everyone sneered. The mental energy balls became harder and harder to control. 1 or 2 was fine, But the amount after that was a torture to the alchemist's spiritual power. Just as everyone was still laughing at him for thinking that he was getting arrogant after throwing in one ball, a hair-raising scene appeared. Lin Shin kicked over a large number of mental energy balls, then controlled his spiritual power to grab all of them. A total of 27 mental energy balls were fixed in the air. Shwa shwa shwa. The 27 mental energy balls suddenly drew a perfect arc in the air and fell into the round frame with a series of bangs. Bang! Lin Chen kicked again. This time, he actually kicked over 45 mental energy balls. His spiritual power suddenly turned into countless large hands, accurately grabbing the mental energy balls and throwing them in perfect arcs. Every mental energy ball was thrown into the circular frame according to the order in which it was suspended. All of the elders and even the Han family members present had their mouths agape. Their expressions were as if they had seen a ghost. Lin Shun swept his leg again, throwing the last 59 mental energy balls into the air. He snapped his fingers confidently. His spiritual power was like a huge wave, overturning all of the mental energy balls. All of the mental energy balls spun 360 degrees in the air, forming a spiral arc, and finally fell into the circular frame. The entire place was instantly silent. It was so quiet that even a pin drop could be heard. A fifth-grade alchemist elder did not believe in heresy. He thought that Lin Shun was cheating and immediately jumped onto the pill platform. He tried to imitate Lin Shun, using his spiritual power to control more than 10 mental energy balls in one breath. Who would have thought that the moment they came into contact with his spiritual power, those mental energy balls were like crazy dogs dancing around wildly. A few of them even smashed into that elder's face. At this moment, everyone clearly understood that Lin Shun did not cheat. He had really thrown all 132 balls of consciousness into the round frame 4 times. But how the hell did he do it? You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.